play.
Perfect timing.
We're live.
No.
Alrighty. I hear puppers. Alrighty. Well, welcome back to session 13 of Sea of Sorrows. Last time we joined our party 2 weeks ago, they had successfully returned to Hagg's Lighthouse, where they were able to start getting a little bit more information about the situation, inquiring into Callisti about previous dealings with Captain Margulia, and assisting Desperado, the Warforged, that seems to be of a rather unique build, that of a bullfighter, and as Deckham discovered, apparently a walking music box. The party, of course, had been told of a location for an item, a experimental engine that was installed in a gnomish side-wheeler known as the Unquenchable, which went missing. Desperado gave them a map that would lead them to that location. However, as the domains fall on the mainland, they are a bit more stable, set in where they are. And the party was informed that to reach said location, they would have to go through either the Ichor Swamps to the north of Paradon, or travel west through a region known as the Breach, to reach a location known as Boardhome, and beyond that, it's the event. Uncertain as to which direction to take, they talked about it, handled a few things of their own, and after a night's rest, and of course cooking, it was time to head out again. Which is where we meet our party as they head out the door of Hagg's Lighthouse.
Well, I don't suppose we're going to be waiting here on familiarity or celebration, are we?
Zan, did you change your tentacles?
Oh yeah, no, I updated Zan's image. I should see that. Since he does have his eyes now, you know.
Did you ask for art of him with his eyes?
Yeah, this was the original. This was
Oh, okay.
as his original. Yes, now with eyes.
Eyes now included with every purchase.
Be right back.
Those two aren't supposed to be there. They
No.
go away now.
I can't see anything. I'm blind again.
That's how
Sorry about that. When, as you guys begin talking, you guys hear a somewhat grating but familiar voice. Hey, Callisti! Callisti! What? There's a boat. Yes, we have. No, I mean like one at on the thing. There's a house cat. Oh, it does have a tail, or is that a tentacle? And as you guys look up, because it's coming from up above on a bit of a balcony around the lighthouse, you see a rather unusual situation.
Elliot's getting his sword ready. Is that a lich we need to deal with?
Oh,
kidding.
hello, guys.
No.
You've seen his skull floating around, have you not? It's wondering where the rest of the party was. Hello!
Do you want to see the tiny xylophone I got?
No.
Yes?
I'm slightly confused.
What of the individual that you were talking about?
Oh, right over there, where all of you were like looking dead. As he points out across, as Callisti comes out. Kind of gently pushing her way through. What? Oh. And you watch as she flicks her hat off. You see her pick up the bones that she usually has on her, that she rolled for all of you, and she rolls them. So he finally showed up. Well?
And who are you speaking of? Is there... Oh dear, don't tell me there's another one in our unfortunate situation.
Well, I told you there should have been 5. I mean, better than 3. Well, I better go make sure he's not dead. I think he's breathing. Nope, those are just the seagulls.
How do you confuse breathing with the... Never mind.
Oh dear.
So then,
Yeah, and, you know, my eyesight's not that great. I don't have eyes. But yet I see everything.
Neither did Zen, and he seems...
Everything.
Oh my god.
He just stares down at you. I saw what you did.
She just kind of pushes him away.
Yeah, well, he's like 30 feet up in the air on a balcony, just staring through your soul.
Okay. Fucking, I wish I could throw a knife at him, but I also don't want to fucking piss off a weird...
Roll me an insight.
I am actually good at insight. No, I'm not. I lied, I'm a beast.
He's not looking at you, he's looking at something behind you.
Whatever, I'm not dealing with this bullshit this early in the morning.
he's looking at Elliot. He's the one that's right behind
No, he's
you.
looking at a mouse that's on a rock sitting down there.
Ah. Elliot is just more...
So to go prove that... Callisti, it's rather informal that your familiar has an issue discerning a tabaxi from a house cat.
You realize he's crazy, right?
What?
I think that...
I lived before... Wait a minute. What year was your head made? I remember seeing something like that.
I'm just fucking heading to the beach because I'm not dealing with this shit.
Misty, was he one of those?
My install date is about 412.
Oh.
I'm amazed you didn't go
Oh, wait,
crazy
that was a
with
cup
such
holder.
company, or perhaps that's a representation of your mind, Miss Callisti.
No, I had the head of a Azorian combatter. I forgot that was actually a skull in that.
I see.
Yep, there's a poker we had. So, as you guys move down a path that you traveled before, we now see an individual. Guess I need to put you guys on the rope. That would help, wouldn't it? Ah.
I love how Zan's just like, oh yeah, I'm here. I'm just chilling.
We do take his boat everywhere.
Didn't we still have Syndra's ship, or she leave after
Yeah,
she
it's
dropped
docked. At the,
I was gonna say.
Hello.
Hello!
I suspect you will
I'm
be
not within
taken to...
eyesight yet.
Oh god, please don't make... Never mind.
Well, I mean, it's Deco.
So glad I'm the cautious one there. Just, yes, okay.
Zemir, you are currently just coming out of some serious grogginess.
Oh, hello. Who's there?
Hello!
Oh, God, not so loud.
What?
Are you a...
Oh, my head is pounding.
Oh dear. Yes, we've all been there. Are you filled with water as well?
I'd say too much water.
Which is where we're going to go back a little bit in time. As soon as I can remember which one of these maps it is, because it changed on me. There it is.
I can't see any. Oh wait, no, I can.
Ooh.
I like.
Okay, there we go. Spooky music. There it is. Dark underwater ambient.
Oh, do I need something for the jukebox thing? I don't have any. If there's music playing, I don't have any music playing.
Oh no, it's in the watch together.
I've got the link. I'll send it to him.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Pick a DM.
So, as most of the party remembers, the night that the mist came in as you all found your ship suddenly crashing into a black, still ocean in the great outer space. Zamir, you had been traveling for a while, having chosen to leave your planet, your home. Taking what few possessions you had, you boarded a ship, and no to your nature, you probably stayed and did not really interact with too many people, so surprisingly for the party, they don't remember you as much. They might have seen you once in a while, but you kept to yourself. But on this evening, you found yourself up near the wheel, looking out across the sky as the call to brace for impact happened, as the mist rolled in. Of course, you found yourself. But did it move there? And
Am
a little bit of
I in range of the captain?
it's middle of the night. Captain's, if you haven't heard, it was asleep. There was a minimal crew because you guys were going through space, literal space between worlds.
Sweet.
Nothing like this was supposed to happen. You hear the stir of things, but there is this oppressiveness of this fog that seems to chill to your bones. It takes from you any amount of sight you thought you had, even with your tabaxi senses. The crewmate that was manning the wheel seems very confused.
So you're as confused as I am.
He turns and is about to say something. And before you see it, a rather wicked sword bursts from his chest. Serrated edge. You're pretty sure it took out more than it cut. As, a very large individual comes over the top, about a 8 foot, 9 foot tall shark man.
Well, tabaxi usually eat fish, but I think you're a little bit more than I can chew.
Little pussycat thinks he's funny. And, let me check here. What's your armor class?
16.
Well, he misses with the first one. And apparently can't hit shit today.
I should
Now
have warned
your
you how
turn.
lucky I am. Hey, I guess this is how it's going to be then. I guess, can I just click this? That
Yep.
work? Okay.
You hit him, and you realize that besides the fact that he is extremely muscular, his skin and whatever he is wearing, which seems to be mostly leather, also has steel plates in its hands. Does not do much.
I see you
You
are.
also have another attack.
Extra attack.
That does hit. As this time you do go for the face.
Listen here, Mr. Sharkman. I don't want no trouble.
But then, why don't you just relax? And I need a. Actually, I don't know, I still have that modifier, so I need a. Either an athletics or an acrobatics. I forgot he had or proficiency in that, so that isn't with +4.
Oh.
So you dodge that as he reaches out for you. And just because he can, let's see. What was your armor class again?
16.
That one misses, and wow, he's really botching. Your turn.
Okay. Alright, I guess we're gonna have it this way then. Oh yeah, the plating, I forgot. Twice.
Nope, did not need to click that. Now everybody knows things, but I'll click the correct one. As he reaches out for you again. And he's like trying to one-hand your throat, basically.
Alright, do I need to...
It's either an athletics or an acrobatics.
Oh.
And I'm afraid that does not.
Yours is a straight monk, right?
Way of the open hand monk, yeah.
You should have 3 attacks. 2 normal and then 1 bonus action.
I think if I spend key, I get extra. I know I have an extra
You
attack.
get it, period.
You just get an extra bonus action.
If you spend key, you can take 2.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I have 3 attacks, okay. And I can spend key to do this too.
Just keep in mind though, it does waste your bonus action, so
Mhm.
you need it for something else.
There it is. There it is.
That does add the different variables to it, because, yeah, as he gets a hold of you, this is just an attack, so the 25 hits, I'm afraid. As he punches you in the face.
I'm also afraid.
And then he lets you go.
Just lets me go.
You realize that you're falling through the blood and the haze in your face. Because I'm not going to roll the damage on this. You do recognize something, however, is in his hand. The necklace that you have had your whole life. And that's what you see before you realize that you just smacked the seat of the rowboat that was on the back of the ship before it crashes down into the water, and you are unconscious. And
Big
you
sleep
spend
time.
the next 2 weeks of the most miserable, hoping you survive off of the very little rations that were survival rations in that boat, before passing out and now awakening. A small island with a lighthouse. Surrounded by, currently, a number of unique individuals.
I'm currently stealth, just in case.
A giant metal man, and a 3-foot tall cat, or tabaxi,
For
and
deck up
a
just
giant
think,
witch's hat.
for deck up just think Sate 14 in a butler outfit.
Well, I don't know whether you guys mean good or bad, but can't be worse than what I've been going through.
That depends. Were you on the Dimitri? The small tabaxi says. Which is the ship
I was-
aboard.
I was on... Yes, I believe that was the ship. some strange fog came over, and suddenly I was confronted by a very large shark.
That would be Blacktooth. One of Captain Margulia's. Did they have to take something from you?
He took something incredibly dire. I need to get that. I need to get it back.
Ah, welcome to the club.
Indeed. Your name, sir?
My name is Zinmare. I come from another world entirely.
Oh, we all do, friend.
Elliot Ptolemy. Similar case.
You may call me Jekyll. And the one coming out of the bush over there.
I didn't even notice she scurried off.
Oh, she has that all the time.
Well,
Kyle.
I suppose it is nice to meet you.
Wait, I'm not scurrying out of the bush. I had to stop.
No, you're
not
tripping
you.
out of the bush. It's quite different.
Yeah, I wasn't taking a leak, no.
Why were you taking? Never mind.
You have to go. What? I mean,
He drank about 30 cups of coffee this morning.
You sure
That
that
would
wasn't
do it.
Callisti?
No, she had 7.
Why
I
are you
had 9.5.
keeping track?
I need to make more.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, well. What was this
Can
item?
I do a perception check on Tabaxi I totally remember the name of? Just,
Zinmare.
or probably more like medicine to see, like, you know, just how he's doing. Logo?
Oh yeah. Actually, you should all be able to see his sheet now.
Yes.
All right. Felicity's sitting there. Well, I guess you should probably come up and get breakfast and.
You say breakfast?
Would you tell the captain that the fourth has shown up? Yeah, just. I hate talking to her.
My muffins! And Jacob starts dashing back to the lighthouse.
Well, Mr. Zinmir, it's quite a story we're gonna have to tell you, so...
Listen, I've been
The good
eating
news
nothing
is
but
you're alive.
rations.
Bad news is you're alive.
It can't be worse than what I've been going through. But food sounds
Callisti's
wonderful
kind of
right
like
now.
side-eyeing everybody like, he doesn't know, does he yet?
Elliot just sighs and just says, as one who comes from another world, let's just say that the world that we've all landed into is inhospitable in more ways than just the physical. But
You can
consider
just say it's hell if you don't want to sugarcoat it.
Oh, no, we're not in the hells, no. The hells are a fucking paradise compared to this.
I
Never been?
am not
Wouldn't
going
know.
to humor that particular commentary, and I'm going back to Zamir. Zamir, the metal one known as Deckham, is also good at providing nutritious foods, so I suggest you follow him for a decent breakfast. You look like you need
I
it.
do hope the muffins aren't burning, though.
Sounds perfect.
You need a hand up. You hear the Dragonborn as he kind of reaches out.
Still very uneasily, because as I still don't really know anybody here. But yes, I accept the guidance.
Alright, come on. Get you all patched up. Well, you dehydrated. You weigh about half as much you should, aren't you? He starts kind of helping you along.
So I know in Rule 20 there's a way to, like, drag you.
So click and hold your token, and when you're moving it around, you can press Q to like leave it in spots.
Or right click.
Oh, you can right click.
Yeah, if you grab the token,
I've been
right
doing
click.
it the wrong way so long.
Oh my goodness!
And Kyle got into the copy.
No, I'll just give an example. Right click for
That
me.
wasn't coffee.
Right click for me just drags the whole map, so I can't do that with my token. Oh wait, no, yeah, just drags the whole map.
Felicity suddenly,
Interesting.
she got into my catnip. What Zul was talking about.
I get this feeling that this catnip is something that only affects them.
I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
would kill for some catnip right now.
Never mind.
Unless Kyle ate it all, there might be some left.
You don't eat cat. Never mind.
Yeah, you lick it and roll around it. I mean, what?
That's what you
That's not-
think.
That's like saying you eat crystal meth.
You ever tried it?
No.
Yes, it was not a crystal.
Deckham, why?
I don't eat. I don't have a mouth. It was a joke.
I
edited
suppose.
those.
I'm in pain. I hate it here.
Yes, well,
Sugarcane.
I guess we're gonna have to deal with all that. Ellie just kind of turns and keeps going.
Desperado, did you take the muffins out of the oven like I asked you to?
Oh, si, senor.
Oh. Oh, we have a new guest.
Oh?
I,
Senor, señorita, I do not wish to attend.
it is Senor.
You also see a red-haired woman with glasses.
I meant-
Finally, a sense of a little normalcy around here. I've seen nothing but oceans for the last few weeks.
That must have been traumatic. And you put the hand on your shoulder.
Bonk.
Have you? I'm guessing you didn't sail then.
More like rocked back and forth.
You guys, roll me a history, all of you at advantage. Except for Zamir, you don't. You know exactly where that boat came from.
Ah, yes, history at advantage. I'm ready to fail.
5.
Fucking 18. Wow, why is it the fucking sea captain knows?
Well, how do you roll something with advantage?
There's an advantage button on your thing.
There's
There's
toggles.
normal.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see.
Yeah.
That's how you also whisper or other things.
Yeah,
Well, you
I
can-
see it.
You could slash with W also to whisper.
Well, when you're clicking it, it's
Oh, yeah.
That's just easy. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a very hard thing. Even the 5 counted. Deckham, you're like, that boat was worn out, but it kind of looked like that boat we were on, or the ship we were on. Elliot, your mentality is that probably was a rowboat because it just matched the colors and it kind of had some wording on it that said Dimitri. Kyle, you know that was the aft rowboat,
Oh,
very specifically.
so that's where that boat ended up going.
That's why we didn't have a rowboat.
Yeah, thank God we were stuck on a mast for a week.
I was hit into that, knocked unconscious. Next thing I know, I
No,
was
don't worry
just
about
out
it.
at sea.
Well, at least you're here now. At least you didn't have to deal with the big ogre and piles of dead people that we had to deal with at the start. Kind of got to skip that little fun adventure.
It doesn't take much. You literally see the red-haired woman. She goes white for a moment, and then she's like, "I'm gonna go clean my tools."
Oh, that is Mistress K. She's not great with new people.
Oh, sorry. Hi. I just that was. Thanks, Kyle, for bringing that up. That was only a few days ago. You can see she's visibly rubbing like the back of her neck, where the wound is.
The second she turns, it's just all the lights around Kyle. Most of the lights stay normal, but Kyle can definitely tell there's several red lights.
Is it like a fucking laser pointer on my forehead?
Yeah, pretty much.
What?
Can I maximize or like bring a token to focus for myself?
No.
Like,
Either you zoom in on your own, but who would you like to see?
I was just seeing if I could do it on my own, just to look at other people.
Yep. If you want to see any tokens or anything, just let me know. I will
Okay.
should see it.
So, I don't mean to pry, but I am very hungry.
Food should be ready.
You as Deckard walks past you. Just give me a moment. You don't have a mouth. Where have these been?
Desperado's just kind of standing there, and you can tell that he's trying not to, because his eyes actually can move inside the little sockets, and you see him trying not to look at Kay.
She doesn't like the top. You hear clattering.
Tong, 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 tong.
This might not be the most nutritious thing currently, but it's well fresh baked. And you see some very, very opulent lemon poppy seed muffins. I do wonder what you are hot. Oh.
I must have been starving.
You,
How many did he have in his hands?
About to burn his fucking mouth.
7.
and I'll put it this way for you, Zamir. The first few days were fine. You had water, and some stable rations and cans, and stuff like that that's been packed and magically sealed. The last 2 days have been Bear Grylling it.
Now, do you like tea, coffee, or something a bit stronger?
Coffee would be great.
Yes. He goes back into the kitchen, retrieves a pot of coffee, and just kind of puts it on the tray. You're gonna need this.
The small tabaxi. She sits down in a chair. So, the short of it, Mr. Zamir, you're on a plane of existence known as the Domains of Dread, and you're kind of trapped here until you find, whatever it was that Margulia took from you. The long version I can give you more of if you would like, or if she looks to everybody else, you want to fill him in as you go.
To be honest,
To clarify, they're in the same situation. The reason I can't do much besides that is because there's rules to this place. I'm stuck here. That's basically it, really.
Well, the short of it is, we first arrived here with 4. We rescued Mistress K, which is my personal.
Attachment.
Precious item.
The word you're looking for is friend, I think.
I was going to say attachment, considering that the things taken from us have
Yes.
a attachment.
It seems that you all brought material goods, which is, don't get me wrong, fine and good, but for me it was, her, from a crazy murdered woman that wanted to steal her looks. We returned here, went to an abbey, and save Desperado.
They also
Pretty
got
much.
a knife.
We're also searching for their personal items and, well, now yours, to get us all out of here at the same time.
So, about your guys' items, I'm assuming the item that I lost was undeniably the most important item that I have ever obtained. This is the same for you guys as well.
Yes.
Kale's just not even talking about it right now. You just see this look of no.
Please
Watch this
understand.
Callistes just starts rolling dice, or rolling the bones multiple times.
Please understand. We currently have to deal with the loss of a member and some mental
Personal
manipulation
issues.
stuff as well. Well, personal is starting to get into the deep of it as well.
The dangers you have described for me from this place, and how my previous situation was somehow better, I expect nothing less.
Let's just say that this place tests your inner morality and your spirit. Though I suppose it will be different for
It tests it
each
so
of us.
I tested so much that I learned I had one.
Right.
There are powers and beings here that will attempt to sway you and corrupt you into, well, they would normally say that the kind of people that would come here would be in the hells, but I don't think they actually get to leave, and some of them are actually worse. But there are a lot of good people here. She kind of leans around, looks at Desperado, Xandahal. Myself and Xandahal there. She points at the Dragonborn. We were actually from other worlds as well. In fact, I'm from the same world as Deckham. A number of people you'll run into are either natives to these domains, Dread, to which the easiest way to put it is that we are in the Sea of Sorrows currently. It is a malleable space that mimics an ocean. As they can tell you, sometimes it takes a little while to get from the lighthouse to somewhere else, and sometimes it only takes a day. But where they're heading is more inland, where those barriers are a little bit more, and landmarks are a bit more stable, static.
Well, if you need another, I will enjoy accompanying you lot.
I mean, this is purely your decision. We are going to some of the more dangerous areas, and I don't want to put somebody through something like that if they're not mentally prepared.
I wouldn't think I could do it on my own anyway.
No, not at all.
Well,
I don't think I'd want to.
considering there may be a chance that one of the places we'll be passing by will be fighting a possible corrupted abbey or other.
Oh, we're going back there.
I know. Plenty of unresolved situations and issues, plus my particular item is somewhat located on that island as well. And I have a sneaking suspicion it's in the inner sanctum, perhaps.
It would appear as you see the Callisti, small tabaxi, she finishes rolling a series of knuckle bones as if she's going through an oracle. It would appear that Mr. Zamir's item has ended up with the Oni.
And what?
I don't wanna
Remember
find
the when we were talking about how to get the money for the
phosphorus.
To get Shelly out.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
There was the option of going up and robbing the Shogun.
Yes.
It would
Let
appear
me
there's
take
someone
a
up there.
wild guess here. Our friend's item is now with the Shogun.
Not yet. It appears to be on the major island. But there is some magic interfering with it. I can tell it's in that area, so maybe it's still with Margulia, since you guys left Paradon. And yeah, he could have made it there. She rolls him again. Yeah, okay, so he still had it on him, so that's where he headed.
Why would he take a random necklace to?
So you also have a necklace.
Yes,
Sorry, I
this,
thought he said that. My bad.
this necklace.
Oh, he didn't? Okay.
No, I thought he did. If he didn't, that's my bad.
Alright.
Meredith did it.
Well, either way,
Yeah.
I should tell you all about my missing item at this point. The item that was taken from me is a necklace that was given to me from my parents before they dropped me off at the monastery. I've never met them, but it has the true identities of them in it, and ever since I left that monastery, I've been searching for them.
Zamir's story does strike a bit of a chord with Elliot's, and it's almost word for word similar to his own.
Oh, wait, really?
Elliot just kind of pinches the bridge of his nose, like, why is that so similar to my own, except the fact that I was abandoned and Abbey with my own amulet with no images or the like. He just kind of snorts a little bit of like, huh.
At some point, I never really, lack of a better word, cared. Parents were, but in the monastery, I was always a loner. I was always by myself, and soon enough, I started having these terrible nightmares. Every day, worse than the last, and at the conclusion of these nightmares, every day would be haunting they would be piercing me with the same memory, telling me about the locket and telling me that I needed to find identity of my family. It got so bad to the point where I needed to leave. I never even really told anybody I was leaving. I never really talked to a lot of people at the monastery. But I guess my plan has gone awry as I am now here in what you call the Sea of Sorrows.
Well, technically, we're in a subplane of the Shadowfell known as the Domains of Dread. And you guys are actually able to be here as you hear the door open and close. You look to see as Mark comes in. As he's been clearly listening, kind of nudges Zan. Yeah, imagine that, another orphan. Zandahal, the White Dragon Lord. Yeah, that's a problem. Do you want, Callisto, do you want me to tell him? You see, Callisto's just kind of... Yeah, so, interesting facts. I was talking to Zan about this, and, you know, we get into some of those other people. Do you know how many orphans I've met that tried to kill Strahd before? I mean, one of them was an orphan. Actually, two of them were orphans when they came, lived that group. You see, what happens is you tend to get people who, well, they want something better for people, so they slip them out of the domains into some world, hoping that it's going to be better than the literal hellscape that this is.
So does this place simply attract orphans or the like?
Well, think of it like, I don't know,
because now Elliot
Zan
is visibly irritated now.
Zan puts his hand on his martial. Think of it as a war zone more than anything. And you're the refugees that got out. Make sense?
No.
Makes sense to me.
I mean, you have to think about this as an entire plane of existence. So there are, what, Callisti, probably a couple million people. I mean, not all of them hollows like, well, most of Barovia, so that would state that there's not entirely that many, but yeah, every now and then when the barriers get weak or they can pay the right Vistani, it seems that they or their kids... From what I've understood talking to Rickton, apparently a lot of adventurers will get stuck in here. They'll find someone, make little adventurers, and then realize that they are really stuck here, so they'll make a deal with Vistani, or who knows what. I heard a story that there was one guy, he made a deal with the Dark Power, became a Dark Lord because of that after defeating the other one. Just to get his son out, which of course, the domains tend to like to pull people who belong to them back. And from the sounds of it, who knows? You said you were having nightmares?
Since I left the monastery, I have not had any more nightmares.
Yeah, that's, yeah. As Mark pipes in, yeah, that happens.
I've only ever known solitude. And I don't even know if my parents are alive.
I mean, not to be that guy, but I wouldn't keep your hopes up, and if they are, that might be worse.
I rightly don't know if I even want them to be. I just want to know who they were.
You know, I wasn't an orphan. I had a dad, so, not Rena, she's dead technically, but, you know, I mean, she tore her dad for, like, the first 3 years for Strahd tore his fucking head off in front of her. Yeah, those were some night terrors for her. Sorry, I tend to kill moods. So, Captain's waiting.
I suppose for the first time in my life, I shall join somebody for a common goal.
Oh, fantastic. Just a quick question. How do you operate in combat?
Also, he looks like he needs...
Looks down at my hands. These.
Another hand-to-hand combatant. Perfect. For my... Well, I guess I don't really need that. Sorry, I've been going through a lot of changes lately.
Excuse me. Me? Misty moves through past you guys, of course being extremely small. Or coming back out. Let's see. Judging from, she looks you up and down, Zamir. It would look like you might need some help. So, Zool is getting some weapons that have been left behind. I don't know if you need one. These are some decent clothes, and she reaches up under her hat and produces a bag. Here's about, let me see. She kind of opens it and starts counting. Yeah, this should cover you for a bit. There's about 500 gold.
Oh. Don't know if this is a lot from where you from here, but greatly appreciated.
Kind of is, but I've also come to realize that I think, well, Elliot tends to wear his coin purse out, so I know he's got a little bit more money, and so I think Kyle, I'm very observant.
Did I start with
Which
any gold,
does
by the
bring
way?
up a problem. I'm sorry to ask you guys, but if he does die, bring me back what you can. Or, you know what, you guys use it, just, if you're alive.
Oh my god.
I suddenly feel like that was a bit more ominous than it should have been.
Felicity just kind of sits there and looks at you like, did you forget about the tombstones in the backyard?
No,
How
I
many
have
times did I do
not.
this already? So I'm sorry, 10 cups is too much.
Yes, perhaps a bit of, I believe, decaf might help you.
She literally hisses at you.
And Elliot just remains as stoic as ever, while the players cackling in the background.
I'm trying to remember why.
I comment underneath my breath. Decaf isn't even coffee.
God, I hate this party.
Gets it.
Do I have a sending stone? Does anyone have another one? I don't remember why I have this random ass sending stone in my inventory.
Deckham.
You found it.
Yes. Yeah, it is.
These poppy seed muffins were amazing.
Oh, well, that was. I didn't expect somebody to be starving. I apologize that the food didn't have much protein in it.
Oh fuck!
I ate plenty of fish on the boat.
These were mainly for tea time, not breakfast. But it seems the only person around here that drinks tea is Zen.
I also drink tea.
Oh, right, yes. How could I forget?
Elliot just says this. He just adds it very
How's that?
matter of fact, but there might have been a
How's
slight
that
hurt
feeling?
tone of like, you forgot already?
They're away from the ship.
I thought you were having the land sickness issue.
I'm turned towards
Now.
Deckham, so I don't even see her come in.
God,
The
Deckham didn't
door
even
open
when he said
she
that, by the way.
shoves his, goes right between the two of them and just walks on in like she owns the place. And you see probably the most pale, deathly elf you have ever seen.
Hello, Captain Syndra.
Oh god, did a pile of snow walk in?
this one's gonna die fast. I can't wait.
Was that a joke?
Oh,
Am I senses off, or is he white too?
Most people just ask when the skeleton walked in, so I like you, actually.
You didn't
That
bring
being
me
said, you're the
skeletons.
new one.
I suppose I am the new one, yes.
Is he gonna live long enough to do this?
I mean, are we?
Probably not.
Case in point, there you go.
Oh, good enough. Devil's Gambit's waiting.
Yeah. As we're kind of walking out, could I send something? I gotta. fucking get my typing out. I want to
I'm
send
trying
something.
to remember where you got that sending stuff from.
I'm
Thought
trying
it
to
was
remember.
I want to say it was something Sindri gave you.
I will look at
Probably,
my notes.
but it's what?
What was it, Callisti?
I don't think Callista gave me this because it's recent. Because it's right next to my studded leather armor, and I usually keep. And it was after the knife, and I usually keep my stuff in order when I get it.
How do I turn off the little profile icons?
In the bottom left. That was a question. Which profile icons are you talking about?
The like where it shows your profile picture. It's just kind of in the way.
You can go into settings. Oh god, they changed it.
What are you trying to do?
Trying to make
Turn off the profile icons.
He's trying to make them just small, like we have removal. Text.
Oh. You go to the gear wheel. You go to audio and video. Go to video display, and player video avatar size.
Well, either way,
Wait.
I usually go names only.
I do small because I stream it, but
what? Ew. You need
Well.
again? You want water?
Oh, okay, I see.
Well, then you,
Okay, there we go.
No, you cannot control that from here. Okay.
while doing that, I'm going to message my old pal, Uncle Richard.
Go potty. Brush your teeth.
Give me a minute, and I'm trying to think of how exactly I'm gonna write this.
Sorry about that, everybody.
No, that's actually where I'm going with it. Is that you kind of lost everything. You weren't expecting to be assailed. So I don't know if you use a weapon. What kind you want? Okay.
I think I'm proficient in simple weapons, but I just use unarmed for now.
As a monk, you can be proficient with just about anything. As
What's
a monk
the-
weapon.
It's the improvised weapon.
Okay, improvised weapon's a little different.
What's the
you
name
have
of
to
the
take
island?
Tavern Brawler feet.
Yeah.
Right.
What's the name of the island again? That's near the Abbey of Cicero. I'm trying to remember.
Well, the Isle of Cicero is the island itself.
I'm trying to think of the town though.
Paradon?
No, not Paradon. The one where where the Abbey is at.
Yeah.
Okay. Village?
Yeah. Fucking. Can you spell that out for me? Because I actually forgot how to spell it. 'Cause we keep
Sleepy
fucking
Village?
naming it.
Let me see. I got it. Sleepy Village? Yeah.
I hate that we named it that because I never fucking remember.
It's on you, man. Hey, Miser, did you figure out where the sending stone came from?
Nope, it was not on my notes in any way, which I'm kind of.
I'm
surprised.
90% sure Cinder gave it to me just as a way to
think
contact
so.
her back. Because I'm the only one that took it. 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 17, 18. Yeah, that's close enough. That's to Richard then. Do I have to roll the D10 or no? With how this fucking place works.
Yeah, roll me a d10.
Fuck!
Just for the hell of it.
I'm gonna roll the 1. Never mind, that's a 6. You know, I first thought I could message Marceli and see how things were going back in that town, so if we can ever come back. But I was like, no, I'll prioritize.
It takes a few moments. Right, Sakatka. In Caradon.
Oh no.
Snowy's family in town made me grow whole.
Did you just see fucking Kyle laughing as she's walking?
Wait, did we all start walking out laughing, or?
I'm assuming we were walking and Kyle's just fucking laughing as she's walking. Unless you guys were still in the house. Because I assume we...
Nah. But though, when Zamir made that comment about a pile of snow walking in, Elliot, with a unusual snark, just says, "Oh, you haven't met Snowy yet. I think you two might get along."
You going potty?
I don't have a bladder.
Are you sure about that? You don't have
Yes.
a reservoir tank or anything?
No.
Are you guys coming or are we just gonna be waiting all day?
Animal's already on the move. Player was just lazy to move token. And
Okay, I
you
didn't know.
Does the usual of saying goodbye to everybody specifically.
Donk, 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 donk.
Well, it seems like our only person we can really trust in, Sleepyville seems to have left.
So
No,
where
we
is
have
he
more
now?
pressing matters than the Abbey currently.
I just wanted to keep it under our thumb just in case shit was to go south.
Pale.
What's up?
Hi. What's I doing? He doesn't have that spell ready. What you need?
Oh, dear God. Did he fucking resend another spell back?
No, it's Snowy.
Oh. I'm gonna... I was
Now
hoping...
seeing what you posted in the Sea of Sorrows thing.
Fucking... Did she cast Sending, or... Because I would know if it is.
Yeah, you know
Okay.
the sending.
Okay. She'll just say back, I was just checking to see if you were on the Abbey and everything going on there. That's really about it.
A few moments later.
Are we really just burning spell slots? Oh my gosh. Alright, go ahead.
Yeah, a few moments later. Can't cast much more. Abby is weird.
Alright. Before all
I'm trying to count here. Sorry.
Okay, no, your problem. You're fine.
Okay, I need to check my notes here because of names.
How to confuse your DM. Randomly use the Sending Stone you got like 3 sessions ago.
How to really confuse your DM. DM doesn't remember where the hell you got a sending stone from.
I'm 90% sure Cinder just gave it to me. I was like, here, if you need it, just call me.
Oh, why do I always... Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay, so we were at that many. Tabitha, probably okay. She is suspicious of others.
I guess while we're kind of walking, just
Good luck. Uncle has more.
I'll tell Uncle Richard I said hi, and we may pass. Fuck, I have to count that. We may pass through Paradon, may not. Just depends. I think that's enough. Pretty sure that was less than 25. Thank you, dog, for agreeing with me.
Woof. Elliot just adds, right. Any news from wherever you're sending to?
From what I could tell, for the most part, the Abbey's getting a little weird, but Tabitha seems alright. But Richard and his niece seem to go to Paradon to deal with some of the family matters, from what I could gather.
You did warn them that there is a serial killer there, right?
I'm pretty sure they could figure it out. I'm not... No, I didn't.
Right. I guess first issue will be the Abbey then. If it is getting weirder.
If Richard is as good as he says he is, then I'm pretty sure he could handle himself.
I question about that, but not exactly my place to judge.
It is what it is, but probably if we're gonna head to the Abbey, just get going sooner rather than later.
Who is this Van Richten you speak of, Senorita? Or Ricky?
Richard?
She means Van Richten. Is he Van Richten? Like, is it Rudolph Van Richten? Senor?
Yes.
Yep, just call him Richard.
Oh,
Seems to respond to it, which is
it's
funny.
not the first time that the Senor has been to Paradon.
Then he'll definitely be fine.
Right. Then we just need to settle our own issues then with the Abbey. And
I
I
wonder
will...
how much he is doing with those silver shotgun sales.
And Elliot
That
will...
man just...
Continue.
That man just not prepared for anything. I'm convinced that he's probably smoking silver cigarettes at this point.
I did try to sell him a cigarette holder of silver. He said no. It would be too hard to get a werewolf or a vampire to smoke.
You'd be surprised.
I would. I have never met one.
You don't want to. She's just gonna, stop the conversation kind of there and just start walking.
With Elliot just giving Zamir a quick up to speed about the Abbey, since we mentioned it a few times but not really go into detail. Right, there's a possibility that the Abbey and most likely the majority of its staff have been compromised. Either they are working or enthralled by vampires, and they are a member or a sect of a Fate of Ezra from Darkon, which are a very zealotry, xenophobic, so they don't exactly accept anything that's non-human. That added, there's a lot of orphans in the Abbey due to the questionable Beastmen attack, which originally thought was to be lycanthropes, but evidence points otherwise. And our comrade here, Deckham, when he was directly interrogating one of the nuns, she cast a spell upon him when we were not aware of it, as we were in the middle of investigation. Had him forget for a while, at least till he remembered, or was out of the spell's effect. So, also, the item that I hold precious to me is located on that island. any sort of details, I'm sure Decim and Kyle can cover for me.
Kyle's just gone at this point after the vampire conversation. He just kind of tuned out.
Yes, I will do everything I can to aid all of you in all of your endeavors.
Captain Syndra, are we departing now?
If you're all ready.
As ready as we can be.
As you guys get down towards the docks, since Zamar has not seen it, this is a oddly painted, basically meta-wise, this is a World War II German submarine.
Fucking U-boat.
Sweet.
It has skeletons and such attached to it, and has been repainted. There's, a big skull on the front of it. It's a little bit, it's had some modifications of the arcane type, but it's clearly, after, not the original thing. Oh, wait. Tabaxi.
Yes.
You're not afraid of water, right?
Well, if I was, I'm probably not anymore.
Okay, good, because we're going into it. I've had a tabaxi on here once. Shit. Literally. Almost shot them out the torpedo tube.
Yeah, whatever.
Torpedo?
She points at these little holes that you see in the front end. Yeah, apparently, these people from Earth had this ability to, instead of cannons, they would use rocketry underwater, some kind of compressed gas.
Why would
It's some
someone...
adjustments. Arcane now.
Why would
Hit
a
the
world...
bottom of a ship in the right spot, the whole thing just rips open like a fucking rubber-ripe cantaloupe.
I see.
Oh, I wish I had this back home.
I was going to say, why would a world be named after soil?
I'm sorry, Miser, what was that?
He just said, why would someone name a world after soil?
I mean, you're a follower of Cuthbert, right?
Yes.
Didn't they name your world Oath or something?
Orath, yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, multiverse, I think people just tend to have weirdness with language. Also, I mean, it does kind of make sense. I mean, there was, what's it called? It's that one with the dwarves are the dominant population. They basically named it Ak.
I would not know.
Either way, that's just fact of the matter.
Metagame-wise, I do know, but I'm not going to say it with a warhammer.
I think Elliot would know either way.
No, he wouldn't.
Yeah, it's not something. It's a weird offshoot, but yeah, Syndra's been across some of the multiverse, so she's like, yeah.
Makes sense.
Right, so if you'll get on the ship, we'll be underway.
Gets on ship.
Slides down the ladder.
After you.
Fucking. Boom.
So you guys are headed back to the Isle of Cicero, right?
Yes. We're going
Correct.
there for the moment, just to...
We'll go, just because it's been a bit. The pocket watch I got just was stopped at a specific time, right? It hasn't moved.
Unless you put it's, you know how wind-up watches work?
Yeah, I was just curious if it had.
Yeah, so he basically, from what you could tell, he pulled out the little pin thing to lock it. That's all. He stopped. It stopped. It's got some blood on it.
Can I put fuck, I have to look at it for the time again. My brain's being dumb. Does it have the time on here? It's not. Oh, 302. Okay. Can I use my thieves tools to kind of tinker with it and like unjam it since he took the pin?
It's not jammed. It's just it's literally on a pocket watch. You just pull the winder, you pull it out, and it stops the watch.
Ah.
And then
So
you
I'd
just
have to-
push it. I mean, it's literally a click. It's not. It's like a button.
Oh, okay.
Have
I
you
didn't
ever
know if
had
it
like
was-
a pocket watch and like bought one? You just push the little thing in.
I didn't know if he like intentionally like broke it before and like took a piece out of it or anything. I was more so under that assumption with the blood on it.
No.
Okay.
He's that serial killer thing. He picked up the watch, pulled it to stop it, and was keeping it as a memento.
Okay. Then I'm not gonna touch it for now. Alright. It's time to kill some bitches.
Well, we gotta make sure that they are supposed to be.
Bitches.
Alright.
From what we can tell, one of them at least is.
Yes, the one that was very fixated on you.
They
Yeah.
touched me. I'm gonna touch them with the knife.
You guys, it's a good long day, about 14 hours. So you arrive a little bit past sunset. Same quiet town, same boarded up houses.
I wonder if you can catch these so-called beastmen in action now.
You know, one thing I forgot since we're getting close. Do we still have that compass that Marceli gave us?
Yes.
No, that's in character.
Oh.
Sorry. I know that I was asking who has it more or less. I was actually looking at this.
Shouldn't you be the one who holds the compass since you're more of a
No,
navigator?
I would hope so.
Deckham
I believe
had
you have it.
No, I thought Deckham had it because it was for when we were trying to find.
Elliot was the last one who had it
Okay.
Was it?
because you used it when you got here.
Ah, okay. Then yeah, because I don't have it.
So unless you handed it back to somebody, the last person I remember having it was Elliot when you arrived.
I'm pretty certain I handed it back.
I think Deckham would have it then because I never held a compass.
Yeah, I think
I was always
Decker's
trying to-
holding it in his chest pocket or butt pocket or I don't know.
Chest plate just fucking pops open. Compass.
Yes, I have it.
Ah.
And you tried to use it before when we got here, Elliot?
May I? He asked Deckham.
Well, you don't need to ask me, yeah. I don't know, I still have it. My item has been found, so it's really weird to call her an item.
Perhaps it's something more we are attached to. Spiritually, or perhaps something that makes us whole. Alright, so I'm going to check the compass. What do I roll for that? Or do I need a roll?
Roll me a D100 right now for now.
Yay! This might suck for
Don't
me.
worry, I give you my powers. There you go. I thought that was a 3 at first, and I just almost shit my pants.
Since you guys are kind of on the docks, a little bit inside town, you watch as at first it's, not really moving, and then it spins, being that it's gyroscopic, it spins one direction, then spins another, keeps rotating through a few things before snapping, and it's pointing directly at the Abbey.
We'll have a surprise.
What are the odds it's probably in the basement?
I suspect it's actually in the inner sanctum.
Roll me either a investigation or a perception. Anyone can who's looking at the compass.
Oh boy. Let's roll that investigation.
I'll roll my
That's a
perception.
15. Well, good job, team. Thank God we actually did well.
This makes sense. Kael is definitely pointing out the Abbey. Zamar, he has a compass, it's pointing at the Abbey, or that general direction. Elliot and Deckham. Elliot mostly because you're holding it. There is a little bit of a level bubble to it. As you look at it, and since you're holding it with the angle and all that, it's aiming more at the moment towards the dorms where you guys were sleeping, and up, not down. Deckham, you being a machine, kind of just pick up on, well, it's not entirely level, it's got a uphill gradient, and it's doing this, and if it was aiming just at, where you would imagine, you do know that where you guys ended up in the basement would have been under that area, but it's aiming up, not down.
If everybody remembers, the abattis rest during the day in the dorms on the second level.
You did mention she paid my room a visit when I wasn't in there.
Yes. I know we just met, but we're going to try to play this off as if we are still friends of the Abbey, so be prepared for combat, but also I believe we're going to be taking this as a deceptive route.
Agreed. My main worry is
I am one to be very stealthy and deceptive.
My worry is that they might use the orphans as a shield or hostages.
Well, at least if you get distracted them long enough, my weapons can at least go through them, at the very least, and push them away. Now she kind of shows that purple energy kind of swirling on her fingertip. Problem is, we just gotta make sure they don't see me.
I suppose we can explain Zamir as being one of our newest compatriots following to his pilgrimage or something of the matter.
I hope they're keen on Deckham considering what happened.
I'm also...
Yes, I don't believe I'm going to be such a friend if we ever run into Sister Laura. Most likely she's told the other sisters as well, at least the ones in on the issue.
That is also the one that not only does she have the blood of a celestial within her, or at least power of a celestial, she also had a very keen, if not unhealthy, interest in Kael.
I thought Sister Sammy as well had that celestial power.
She could also just be one who's walking a similar path as I do, as one who is a warrior of, well, certain oaths in that case.
Alright, everyone, proceed with caution, but as I said, don't wear it on your sleeve. We're still going to pretend that her spell is more effective than it was supposed to be, and I don't remember a thing about interrogating
Right.
Sister Laura.
I'm going to hold on to the compass for the time being. And if we are to travel or to separate, try to go at minimum in pairs. As there's 4 of us, and that'll be a lot easier.
I mean, I could always, create the link. Let me make sure how many I can. Might not be enough for all of us. Where is it? Nice if I separated these out and did smart. Up to proficiency bonus. Hell yeah, I could do all 3 of us. Let me roll this real quick, actually. Because I need to roll a d8. For how many hours? Yeah, 6 hours should be enough time. So this will be your first time, and the rest of you kind of gotten used to it. But you just hear Kyle's voice be like, "If you need to talk about anything important, there's a channel open, just to, in case we do get split up some way or another."
Neat.
I'll just post this real quick.
Just be careful if we're using this too much, or it's going to be noticeable that we're being silent.
I mean, you could still talk. You could still talk while doing this in your head. It's mental versus physical.
Yes, but
You just
remember,
gotta make sure to pay attention to both.
I will admit that
I forgot to use the restroom while I was at the lighthouse.
Just piss in the ocean.
Just don't hit the submarine. I'm sure Syndra will not be approval of that.
You see a familiar floating golden skull. Honestly, do you realize what most water is?
Wait, why are you here?
I'm helping unload the boat.
Wait.
Does he still have
Wait,
the tongue stapled to his forehead?
No.
Oh,
Alright, so we are making our way to the Abbey.
making our way uptown.
But while we're also heading toward the Abbey, Ellie's going to take a look around. Going to take a look around, make sure there's no, I don't know, stalkers, followers, or worse,
There was
hmm?
nothing on.
Roll me a D100 and roll me a perception.
Okay, I get perception first since I'm right there.
Miser.
I know. I always get the bad rolls.
Oh.
I forgot to mention to Jason. I will mention it now.
Oh,
Every game, you get one free inspiration to use. Because
sorry, you cut out. Will you get one free what?
in what's called inspiration, DM inspiration. Do you know what that is?
I see the little tick mark on a character.
Okay,
so I'm
what it
assuming by
equates
using
to
inspiration,
is anytime you need to roll a d20, you can use that to roll at advantage. Or, if you really want to, you can give it to someone else. Or you can technically use it to roll it, have some, maybe roll again on something they did that's a d20.
okay.
But it's basically you get one free one every game or session. They don't stack. You know, you don't get multiple of it. You know, you can't bank them. Is what I mean.
So how do I act? So it's just the little swirly thing that pops up?
Yeah, that's just a signifier to say you have one. So anytime you want to use your inspiration, you can just roll the. Let's say you roll an attack and it's a nat 1, and you're like, no, I need to hit. You can say I'm going to use my inspiration for that. And
Sweet. Nice. Okay.
okay, that problem is only on this map.
What problem?
The one where it's invisible, or the token goes transparent.
Is it the Abbey map?
Yeah, I don't know why.
The Abbey doesn't like us.
It's like every time we're the ghost in the mist for the Abbey.
There is like no settings that say it should be. Unless it's the Explorer's mode, but I have that on everything, so. Okay, that's weird. We're gonna not worry about that right now. Everybody to the F.
Okay, yep. I guess I shall be knocking then.
Okay.
As Elliot takes a point, does his best to look relaxed, as he just knocks on the door.
You hear after a little bit as the door opens. Oh, Mr. Elliot, Mr. Deckham, it's Kyle. Please, come on in.
Thank you. And Dragon Monster Reptile Brain has forgotten who this person was. That's the player.
This
Oh, okay, we're way down here. I didn't even notice. I thought it was just all
double
black.
shift Z for new players. This is Sister Mirabelle.
There we go.
Good evening, Sister Maribel. I apologize, I seem to have muted my communication devices again.
A pleasure to see you again.
Likewise, it's been, I don't know, it's been a while. We had to leave on short notice due to our captain, but most of the situation seems to have been handled for the moment. We've also have a new companion in our pilgrimage. I gesture over to.
Yes, I did not recognize.
I just gesture my hand to Zamar. If he wishes to introduce himself, I will let him have the floor.
I am Zamar. I recently came across these lands. These fellows, they found me, probably very near death.
Well, it is good to hear that you're in health.
I want to
I
insight.
hope that it's...
First, continue, and I'll.
And she's like, may Ezra protect you and guide you.
I want to insight her reaction as I gesture to Zamir. I'm also looking to see if she has any little ticks,
Go right ahead.
perhaps dislikes of the non-human variety.
It's actually her kink.
I wouldn't put it past like half these fucking sisters at this point.
With an 8,
Yeah.
she's still that stoic, uptight sister that you've come to know her as.
I'll just ask. So, how is the other sisters and the abbotess? Everyone and the orphans?
Oh, yes. Everyone is well. I believe... Yes, my apologies. I've been busy in the library. The abbotess wishes to speak to you specifically when you get back. Something about a misunderstanding. I was not privy to it.
What misunderstanding was there?
I'm not aware. She said it was a private matter.
Nothing to worry about, sister. Just a little spat that we had. It was mainly my fault. But, again, nothing of issue. We shall speak to the abbotess as soon as possible.
As Declan
Yes,
is
of course. Let me check on, see if she is ready to receive you. She has had a very harsh night.
As Declan is saying that, Ellie is going to use the mental link and just simply say, I don't think they're referring to Deckham's little confrontation with Sister Laurel.
Oh, I know. But if she's playing dumb, it's better to pretend that we are also of the same accord.
Yes, but I'm more concerned as to why she was to speak to me alone, which is exactly what was on my worried list.
Which is why I said we would speak to her, my friend.
True.
Sammy!
Yeah, this is the door's open.
Sister Samantha?
Mr. Elliot, Miss Kyle, Mr. Deckham, and
Hello, I am Zinmer.
He is our newest
A pleasure.
companion.
I am Sister Samantha,
It's
otherwise known as Sister
a pleasure
Sammy.
to meet you, Samantha.
It is, I suppose that you would rather have a talk as a group. I understand that the misunderstanding with Sister Laura was, may have caused some problems.
Oh, do not worry, Sammy. We hold no hard feelings towards any of the sisters here. You're doing your God's work, and we know that.
I am still quite confused about this misunderstanding.
Insight check.
Go ahead.
Oh my god,
I'm
Deckham.
going to...
Yes! Saint. And Deckham is correct in thinking that she is on our side.
Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me do it.
You guys can inside the shit out of it if you want.
Oh, I'm done. You know.
I was considering doing an insight. Where's this at?
Thank you, Elliot.
Okay, well, never mind.
That, thank God the church man knowing what he doing.
Yeah, place character sheet here. About to
We're about to see a deception roll, boys. Maybe. This is where the DM.
no. She, as far as you can tell, she is the most sincere, apologetic, and deeply feels that there has been a serious misunderstanding and it needs to be rectified.
I see. Well,
Ah, fuck you, I'm right.
Through the link, it says something along the lines of, does anybody else have, like, uneasy feelings about this?
very.
I had an easy feeling since we walked in the door.
Oh, absolutely.
But Ellie will just add,
I believe Sister Samantha and actually Sister Mirabelle both on our side. It feels like a lot of the sisters are in the dark about the issues plaguing this church, but there are a select few. If you see a sister with pink hair, she tries to talk to you alone, guard your mind.
or get one of us. But Elliot,
I would suggest me.
Battle buddy.
but Elliot adds, again, I'm quite confused by, well, this form of misunderstanding. However, I am curious, but how are the other sisters doing? It seems like there's much confusion, hesitation, even, I suppose, uneasiness towards us now.
Please don't. Mirabella is just Well, Sister Mirabelle is off foot by, now, the last tabaxi. I believe that's what they're called, yes. Was the, green-haired woman female?
The one called Snowy. I can
Yes.
understand.
I can understand. She grew up here, so they're not very common, and it can be quite, yes, she's just mostly off put by that. Also, there is a bit of uneasiness because we do understand they are not informed of the situation as I have been privy to to what transpired. So, if you'll please, I believe they're ready. She leads you through the doors.
If I may add one more thing. Oh,
Yes.
She's gone.
Elliot? Oh no, she will stop and turn back. Yes, Elliot?
I understand the short boy and his tabaxi companion are still quite a hard pill to swallow, but I believe our respectable teachings and beliefs have always been the type to be open-minded and understand that there are those that are exceptions to rules and stereotypes. I would like to believe that the individual Snowy is a ramification of the exception. Zamar so far has proven to be a loyal friend.
He nods.
Called somebody a pile of snow.
I understand. Again, Sister Mirabelle has not had experience with those outside of the island.
And I suppose the same can be said for outsiders having bad experiences with those in the inside of the island or these lands.
She still believes Mr. Deckham to be a gentleman in a very heavy suit of armor. It's her defense.
Wait, he's not a gentleman in a very heavy set of armor?
Deckham opens his chest plate and you just see a bunch of cogs and wheels and a very small storage area.
Right. I had forgotten that Mr. Zamir is still unprivy
you
to
weren't.
things.
Oh,
Oh, I am a gentleman.
You weren't joking about the whole not having to go to the bathroom thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh.
Well, to put it into context, when these two were floating on the mast, I was hanging by a rope and walking along the bottom of the seafloor.
Alright, let's get moving before we are separated. I don't
Doors
want to.
open, and you, of course, can see the abattis, as well as a good few steps behind her, which seems a little odd, because you've only seen her, like one step behind and to her side. You see Sister Laura, who looks extremely sheepish, I guess would be the way.
As you try to push through, in your mind you hear Deckham like, let me take the lead.
Careful. I think she wants me, which.
That's why I'm taking the lead.
Very well. Just know that you're back.
Abatess, it is so good to see you in good health.
Mr. Deckham. You can see a little bit of apprehension. She steels herself. We wish to apologize for Sister Laura's actions. They do not reflect well
I am the
on
one who should apologize, Sister Laura. I know
No.
my questioning was deeply intrusive and somewhat aggressive, and I apologize if I made you feel uncomfortable.
You see Sister Laura, she just kind of nods. she looks very out of sorts. Like she wants to speak, but she's definitely restraining herself. Maybe a little anxious. Probably a lot anxious, actually. As the abatess. Either way, even with the trauma that she has had in the past, we've always tried to work past it. Her reaction to such questioning, as I am come to understand, the situation out at the Lawrence homestead was not what was perceived by the Abbots. Sister
Yes,
Laura,
Tabitha, it
I
seems
can only give an excuse, but it is not a reason to apologize. She suffered greatly at the hands of the Darkon sect as we made our escape. She is, how do you say, acts before thinking?
You say act or axe?
Acts.
I'm actually gonna roll this for Elliot for a brief second, and I do apologize, Earl. This is one of his flaws. And he's simply
While someone else is about to go, no hesitation.
yeah. He is just going to simply say very calmly, you are referring to the fact that she lacks discipline to calmly assess a situation under severe pressure. It is understandable that...
Elliot, as a fellow user of mental magics, I do understand her use of the suggestion spell, but... And that's why I allowed it to go off. I had plenty of countermeasures against it, but seeing her in such distress made me feel uncomfortable as a gentleman myself. I do have several programs in me that, when a decision is made, they're final, and this human aspect of the soul is still foreign to me. So, my conscience got the better of me, and I did not counter her magics.
Very well.
But, if it does happen again, I would apologize for my actions, because fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Isn't that correct, Abatess?
She gives a nod. Yes, Mr. Devick. An understandable misunderstanding. We were concerned that her powers had gotten the best of her due to her lineage. As she kind of turns and nods towards Sister Laura, who rather quickly kind of scrambles over. Please, I'm sorry. Please
Like
accept my apology.
Sister Laura, there's no reason to apologize. We both were in a heated moment, and we were trying to find the reasons for what we found at that manor, and I'm sure you have told the Abatess what we have asked you about, and hopefully she might have some answers for us.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Deck. I'm very sorry. I just, every time someone asks me questions, it's just like Darkon all over again.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
She's not apologizing to you. She's apologizing to the Abatess and is very wanting to be okay with her, the Abatess to okay her.
In the link, all of you here. This entire line of questioning is a load of bullshit.
Be
Nothing
careful.
sounds like fun.
But I will state this. There is fear. There is anxiety. There is paranoia. There is fear. And a desperation to be okay.
The Avatess is more powerful than Laura, as to be understood.
Ellie will
But
just
with this amount of fear, she's much more powerful. Stand your guards, everyone.
Elliot will just add telepathy wise while also speaking out loud too, but first the telepathy. Be careful. As much as I hate to say it, but fanaticism has not only its benefits, but the severe downfall of wanting appreciation to the source of admiration.
I do apologize, Elliot, but one of my basic programmings is to be one of the best constructs at poking the bear.
Well, I think I'll be joining you on this for the moment, so I apologize, my friend. As Elliot says out loud, while mentally thinking this, and speaks to the abbess. Are you by any chance referring to Sister Laura's celestial blood lineage, since I was able to pick that up from my own unique senses, or perhaps her unusual interest in my friend Kyle during the time the children were playing with her?
Yeah, but just kind of takes a deep breath and is very measured. Yes, we do not, for her safety, we do not talk about or try to express her celestial nature. In Darkon, that is considered blasphemy to be of celestial blood.
That seems backwards.
I would not speak of what they did to him. For her sake. But needless to say, it was not humane in any way.
Elliot, thinking of his own particular past.
I believe I understand that on more notions than most of you could even understand.
As to her perceived interest in Miss Kyle, she looks kind of over her shoulder. I would wonder to guess that it is, well, please do not take this the wrong way, but Miss Kyle is rather exotic.
The faith of St. Cuthbert, despite the many sects and factions of it, the one that I preside to, the Rose Truth, always speaks of seeing the inner soul or being, not the exterior or the blood that flows through their veins, but their actions.
If you don't mind, Elliot, for a second. I'm exotic because I'm basically someone's pet project, more or less. Or rather, I'll leave it at that.
Then my apologies. She kind of looks back over her shoulder at Laura for a moment. You see Sister Laura is kind of, she's still a little fidgety, but locks eyes with her for a moment. Then she turns. Then I would prefer, I guess, it'd be easier to explain it this way. Sister Laura, being as unique as she is, finds that uniqueness is attractive.
Oh no.
Elliot just kind of makes a slight chuckle.
Amethyst. I'm sure Sister Laura informed you on our inquiries to her. So I'd like to ask you, what can you tell us about the faked scene?
We honestly do not have any idea.
Then you should not have us have any problem with us trying to investigate the basement.
Of the Abbey.
Absolutely. It's the only place we have yet to try to find clues, and, well, if our trail has run dry there, even the smallest inclination that we can find from, well, if the abbot was trying to hide anything, it would be down there, would it not?
No. I can assure you that I have investigated there before.
Oh, absolutely, but you might have missed something. None of us are perfect. None of us are
Perception.
gods.
I would request that you don't. On the grounds that, please, we have investigated it. However, the catacombs are not stable, is the easiest way to say it.
That's fine.
They were made rather a while ago out of the crude earth, and with the moisture that the mist has brought with it has caused a lot of instability. Along with, well, in many countries, burning the corpses is required by law. To have a catacomb is a danger, even sanctified. It is a risk, and that risk is something we are not able to mitigate. That is why we keep one of the brothers stationed at the door with it boarded and alarmed in case anything does come through.
Well, that would be perfect. We have a paladin with us. If there are undead down there, we can absolutely deal with them. But
Yes, that is
again,
also my
I do
calling.
apologize by inquiring and trying to step on sacred grounds, but our line of investigation has brought us to the point where we feel like it is completely necessary to investigate the catacombs within.
I see.
If you would like to have one of your sisters accompany us, just as you did with the last time, we would not have issue with that.
That is acceptable. However, I would wish to have, if you will allow me, Elliot, I wish to talk to you about something before that. And I would rather you go in the morning.
Fantastic.
I'm
I
going
didn't
to
know that you ward off
incite
the
that
mists
bit.
at night.
I'm going to incite that, while I'm also going to add, well, it is the calling of St. Cuthbert to deal with undead no matter where they spawn from. So, to turn a blind eye on that would be for me to disregard the teachings of St. Cuthbert. And I'm going to incite where what I'm looking for is, how is she looking at Ellie when she asks him to see private conversation? Is this the I'm doing whatever I can to trap him, or there's a foul play afoot here now? And I might
Roll
my
the insight.
yeah, and I'm going to pop my inspiration for the advantage because I feel like I'm in danger. Ow.
I'm in danger.
Damn it! Advantage, you failed me.
Elliot,
Yes.
I need you to tell me something.
Uh-huh.
Was there someone in the Abbey that you looked up to as a parent? someone who viewed you as a kid, as their child.
There were a few, but I believe for Elliot it was Old Greybeard.
When she looked at you and locked eyes with you, these were not the eyes of someone that wanted to talk business. This was someone who wanted to talk of some matter of the heart.
Okay, I'm just gonna type that down.
So can I roll deception to see if going in the morning is some sort of ill-willed plan?
That might
What are
be
you
insight.
what do you want to roll?
Just to see if she's trying to deceive us to go into the morning instead of going at night.
Go ahead and roll.
It will be insight for that one.
It would be insight. Deception is when you're trying to lie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll do this one.
As far as you can tell, it seems like she's more concerned with probably legends, like, you know, if there is anything undead down there, it's going to be weaker during the daylight.
Let's see. I'm just typing out all my information stuff, so Elliot will agree to speak with the abattis, but as in the mental precautionary, he will work the other three. If I act odd in any sort of way, take me out. I do not wish to be enthralled by some foul magics. But she seems to be wanting to speak to me heart to heart, as if my old mentor Greybeard would usually talk to me.
Elliot, just we have 6 hours of this, more like 5 and a quarter now, but keep on the mental link. If something changes, I will blow through that door like it doesn't fucking exist.
I'm more worried that when I enter there, the connection will be immediately cut off. But I will keep that in mind. As he says, as he's thinking this, he will speak out loud. Very well. Whenever you're ready, sisters, abattis.
Please, if you will, and the rest of you, as you know, your rooms are here. Sammy, please have another one made up for. Now, I guess we still had that one made up for Mr. The other
Yes, he
gentleman.
can take Aura's room. He will not be joining us.
Who was this?
Abattis, I would like to inform you, you should keep your conversation with Elliot short. After our last experience, we still feel a bit on edge. I apologize.
I understand, Mr. Deckham. Please understand that this is a personal matter, not...
Personal matters mean nothing to a Warforged. I apologize. You have 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Give them a few.
And I'm afraid that I must break that option.
It'll
As she goes-
be a bit, Declan. Have faith, as he quietly says this.
Warforged.
Didn't the gods forsake you or something?
Absolutely. I have no god.
Or a religion check then. Does he have a god?
No, Warforged is literally war.
I do, actually.
Oh
I'm
well,
just trying to
yeah,
have all
you
different
Well,
technically
you,
do.
you guys learned about it last session. I have known about it since I saved K.
Apparently.
Oh yes, number 7. The 8.
No, the prototype.
Well, that too. Well,
Yeah.
technically, yeah.
Okay, Mo, can you just move my talk while I'm typing furiously these notes? Thank you.
Yes.
Sister Lawrence was the one that apparently attracted the fucking unit. God. Not Lawrence,
Laura.
Laura. Is Sister Laura still here?
She's looking very anxious, and Sammy just kind of looks at her. And you kind of get that feeling, because you can't really see from that direction, that it might be just like a stern stare, and after a few moments, she scurries off. I mean, it's definitely at a faster pace.
Do you know where she's going, Sister Samantha?
Yes, to pray.
Inner sanctum?
No, that is for night rituals. She must go stead before her goddess and seek strength so that she does not make the same mistakes again.
Would it be alright if I would go talk to her?
Her state of mind is a little frazzled, but I'm sure she can be hospitable.
Elliot will occasionally
Should be
be.
alright.
He'll occasionally
gonna-
do the mental link of walking, following.
Opening door.
Yeah, he's so.
God, Kyle just hears in the back. God, I hate that I'm not transmitting this to the others.
Well,
So to
again,
kind of explain it, Zimmer, how this works is technically Kyle is the conduit and kind of pick and choose like what would be transmitted over. Most of the time she leaves it open, but if it's like not important, like him just saying walking or some shit, only she'll hear it. Just think of it as like her as the transceiver and you're all the radios, and she can kind of control everything in and out. Or that's at least that's kind of how we played it, at least. So
Yeah.
I technically can
So
cut off links.
she's like airport control.
yeah,
Pretty much. I can control the links and kind of dictate what goes through and what doesn't. But if anything of its importance, she'll say in the mental link real quick, sorry. I'm just gonna go talk with Sister Laura. If she likes more exotic people, maybe, get some information here and there.
don't be
For
too.
your benefit.
I have a stupid idea.
Don't be alone for
Oh,
too
no.
long, please.
No.
I was gonna say through the mental link, I thought this is what we were supposed to not do.
That's exactly Elliot's worried about now.
Zinmar, you did say you were proficient in hiding your presence.
Yep.
You feel Deckham's sensors shoot to Kyle and shoot back to you. Might be a good idea to test your abilities.
Cheryl stealth check.
I guess I'll start walking. Oh my god. Wow. Which way did she go?
I am just a house cat.
If you start walking away, you're in the mental link. Kyle hears. He's a house cat he's a white cat standing on grass, and I think he's trying to hide.
You saw her go, and she ran back off around the cloister here and back into the main chapel.
Okay, I'll just kind of give her a minute and just like pop a seat right here.
But I didn't
Kind of like
check.
leaning back in the chair kind of thing.
You see Sister Tabitha come by, and she glances over at you, and seems a bit like you get that feeling of like, how dare she comes in here.
She just gives her a 2 finger salute as she walks by.
She nods to you. You get this feeling that Sister Laura was like came rushing in, and she's just like, nope, not gonna pray in here while that woman's here.
That's fine. I'll just kind of sit. I guess our house cat is fucking prancing on the ground.
Deckham.
Yes,
I accidentally tripped on a log.
I see that. You're just right next to me.
I think I'm just gonna stay here.
Yes, I might have a use for you. Sammy,
Oh
I know that
Yes,
you're...
Mr. Deckham.
I just know that your daily duties are going around town and making sure the people of town are alright, and your nightly duties are here. Is there any family that should be protected tonight? I rested on the ship, so I don't believe that spending a night on watch would be much of an issue for me.
I'm not entirely sure. There are a number of families that still have children. If that seems to be the target.
Oh, it should not have been an insight, but I already crit.
What were you trying to roll?
I was trying to see if she's bullshitting me on that.
No.
No? Alright. They don't have a target. Oh, well, is there, just anyone that, if your matters would come up, you would believe would be the next target of these beasts?
I mean, I'm no detective or hunter.
And yes, I know that, but as a woman of the people, speaking to them daily, you should... I felt that you would have the most insight, unless there was another sister around that might have more insight than you.
I would say perhaps the abbess would, let's see, there is the Barone family. They might be at risk.
The Barone family? Well, I might...
Let's see, they would
can
be
you
on
just
the
give me a
north
general
side of
direction?
town. There is... yes, Jace and Mary, those two, they recently had a child. Though I don't know if that's
Do
what...
you think infants would be more suitable for these beasts? They seem to only go after the parents.
I'm going off of the idea that it was families that had children.
Well, yes. I just have noticed that there, unless you haven't shown them to us, there are no infants in the care of the sisters.
No,
More, are there any children between the ages of 8 and 14? Still left in town?
just a moment. Gotta bring up my ears.
I looked at my notes, bitch.
You don't take notes.
I looked at the things that you have given us.
Forgot we had a compass.
I am a house cat. You can't tell me otherwise.
Actually, no, now that I think about it. In fact, Candace's aunt just came and got her last night.
That is wonderful news. I hope they don't live in town, do they?
No, they're from considerably further south, I believe. Small town south of Bell's Harbor.
That's not on the island. Well, I'm glad that Candace was able to make her way out of the danger.
We were very worried that we wouldn't find any family.
In the mental link, everybody hears Candace is missing. We need to act tonight.
In the meantime, I'm going to stop that line and go to Elliot.
Oh crap, here we go.
Elliot, I need you to roll me a perception advantage as you enter this room.
Yay.
You see your necklace. But you see your necklace in a painting behind the desk of a much younger abbess. And she's wearing it. And she kind of looks at you,
Oh god.
watches you looking at it. Elliot, if you will please shut the door.
Closes it. Give me a second. I'm sorry. Compose myself for a second. Hold on.
She slowly takes a seat. I don't know how to start. You recognize that necklace, yes?
Yes, it was. It was with me when I was left as an orphan at the Broom Mage Abbey back in my home world of Orath.
She kind of seems to be kind of speechless for a moment, struggling to find words.
Although that has been about almost now 80 years ago, as you know my nature. I am curious.
That is... No, please, go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Looking at the well-detailed painting, noticing that you are much younger there than you are now. What connection do you have? There's a pause, and also for the blasted sirens in the background. Just give me a moment. Fire truck is going by. Hopefully there's no... Okay. Elliot then just goes with the... What connection do you have to me, the necklace, and to my father? Considering that... You look well, for someone well past, at least from my perspective, a human age.
Elliot. It is hard for me to express.
That you are my mother, possibly?
Yes. You have been gone from me for 10 years. You were taken from me. I had my suspicions when I first saw you, and to see you with that sword, it brought back so many memories that I had to be certain. Your father took you from me. I'm sorry that you have been without me for a lifetime or more. It does not surprise me with your father's blood. I believe he was nearly 200 and something when I met him. We loved each other, but the domains of dread corrupt, and your father fell to his... She's kind of... I believe he fell to his other side. He was a devout man, but He helped us to escape Darkon, but I believe it took a toll.
I'm going to incite the, a bit of what she's saying. Fucking hell, I'm really sad I broke the, I used my inspiration. But, I rolled the wisdom save, so... If the mental link is still there, everyone... Oh, Kyle definitely just heard a... What?! And then you do feel the push like, no, I do not believe this. And there's a quietness that Kale probably felt. If emotion input or
I'll
whatnot can be felt.
broadcast it all through to the rest. Might as well.
There's some slight mumblings, but he definitely wants to incite the whole thing, but the evidence and the proof, which he will at least transmit, like I see a painting of the young abatus with my amulet. Oh, I don't like this. I'm gonna roll that insight now.
No, I haven't used my advantage and I don't think I will, so you can take it, buddy.
Thank you. Wait, what? Oh, you want to reroll or?
No, advantage.
Oh,
Because I'm not going to use it.
I don't know. What'd you?
Most likely not. Worst comes to worst.
Still got an hour to go, guys.
Nah, it's fine. This is way more important. Okay, Jesus Christ, miser.
This is me.
You're not a bard.
I min-maxed my crap, okay? Anyway,
Min-maxed it the wrong fucking way.
This woman is besides herself and making a lot of very concerned and worried eye contact, the kind that is, I don't know what to quite say in all this because you're my son that I thought I lost, and you're a fully grown 80-year-old half vampire, vampire, and you look like your father. She,
Elliot just... The other part of the wisdom save, though, is that he's trying to now... He pulls out his sword, places it in front of him, blade downward. Almost shakes it a little bit. And he's going to try to... Well, he's going to actually talk out loud. So the abscess will hear this. And he'll just simply say, "How much are you aware of my father's situation, sword?"
you're asking the sword?
Yes.
The last Templar. I was taken from him. I've told you this, Elliot. And left with a bunch of vampires. I am unaware of what happened to him beyond that.
Then Elliot, hoping has a... Well, he's saying it to both sides, but the intent is more or less clear. He just says, "Just trying to sort out the words to find the truth. Even if I have to dig out from whatever sources I
Because
can."
she can't hear the sword.
No, that's fine. It's just Elliot saying this loud enough for her to hear, and then him just putting the sword back.
She kind of... There's a moment where she's very hesitant. She reaches over and opens up a drawer on the desk, pulls out a small frame. She slowly stands up, holding it to her chest. Before, two-handed offering it to you as you see a penciled, charcoal or graphite drawing of a man who looks very distinctly like you. Her. And a baby. She kind of very silently, this we had done when you were 3 months old. But he began, shortly after we arrived on this side of the continent, he became erratic. I will admit that I took the blade from him for everyone's safety. Lord Grey was a very kind individual.
So I've come to understand when I met his relative that gave me the sword.
Yes. I did it to protect people. You, me. My father was... And then he took you from me. I tried to find you. But there was no direction to know where he went. And from what you've told me, it sounds like he got outside of the domains and then made his madness must have left you. He loved you, told me. Maybe that was his one thing, so that he did not do something terrible to his only son. I pray that is the case, but I could not leave these domains.
Since you are a native here.
Yes.
And I don't suppose my father is considered a native.
No. He came from Earth. He was a follower of St. Cuthbert like yourself. Believe me, I thought you were a hallucination of him, to be honest, when I first saw you come through our doors. I thought maybe he'd come back to me after all these years, and then he brought you. Only to find out, at least you kept the name.
Yes, old Greybeard told me that was my name. But I had no family name, so he gave me Ptolemy. Now, as much as I don't know all the life story of my mentor, I don't suppose my father and his clarity mentioned of someone by the name of Greybeard or an individual of the like, which player description of Greybeard, old man, gray, literally was bald, had a very notable gray beard and mustache, and he was also a paladin. And where Elliot got the paladin training of the only way to handle evil is not to destroy evil, but to conquer evil.
I'm afraid I do not know much about his time before. It is my understanding that your father came hunting an individual. A Dark Lord became a Dark Lord. My understanding is that he had been in conflict with a Azalin Rex.
Why am I not surprised that someone from my world is also involved in this?
My understanding, from what your father told me, was that he had been attempting to end a blight that Azalin Rex was causing. As I understand, he was a powerful necromancer.
He was a red wizard. From the history
I-
books, he dabbled in sacrifices.
Your father was very much against such evil.
Considering that, at least from what lore has left behind, Azalin Rex sacrificed his own son for power.
I see. I did not really pay much attention to your father speaking of him. And he did not really speak too much of his enemies. My understanding, though, is that in his, I believe he called it crusade, he was brought to the domains, was able to track Azalin Rex to a small, well-known domain known as Barovia.
Somehow that
Before-
word keeps popping up a lot. I would be.
I'm sorry, what was that, Miser?
Elliot just adds this with a little gruff in his voice now. It's like, somehow that word keeps popping up. I don't suppose a Count Strahd von Zarovich was involved with this madness that my father got himself into.
Yes. I do remember that name. Of course, that name is, like most of the Dark Champions, they are fairly well known as far as names. It appeared, from what I recall, your father was kept from entering Barovia during a time that Azalin, well, as the legends go, he befriended Strahd, and then attempted to create a revolution against him, and also caused the first cataclysm, which caused a lot of shifting around of the domains. Yes, I don't really pay attention to much history other than what we were taught. And in that regard, he lost track, so to speak, and then was barred from entering the necropolis and the area that was, as my understanding, formerly under the control of Azalin Rex, as it apparently has begun to decay, from what I've heard from travelers.
So is that why you were in Darkon to begin with? You were following my
He traveled.
father.
He was quite the traveler, attempting to go place to place, spreading, well, as he called it, bringing the might of St. Cuthbert to the wretched and evil.
Strangely similar we were.
She's very slowly, cautiously reaches out a hand to touch her face.
Hold on. How's he gonna react to that? Iron-willed. Yep, he'll allow it.
It's a very motherly caress that You have your grandmother's ears. I'm sorry. I really don't know where to go from here. For you, it has been, again,
A lifetime work.
I can't believe it. But I can tell you the last 10 years have been the worst in my life. Empty. No matter how much I try to do for everyone, I cannot. I'm worried to lose you again. That this is a dream.
Ellie is going to pull out the compass for a brief moment and look at it.
It's spinning. Which you know is influence of dark powers. That's a rather...
I will simply say this. The amulet that has been left with me was taken from me. And other precious things were taken from my dear compatriots, my friends. I had made my vow to help them. Take back what is theirs and help them leave this realm. Disregarding any chances that I may have to lose to leave, if that is the case. This compass has been leading me toward where my amulet might possibly be. Or at least the amulet, since it formally belongs to you. Now, for the time being, I'm going to put aside the business of the amulet. For when I said that I am seeking to deal with the undead that bring harm to the living, I did mean truth by my words, even if this brings me in the collision path of my father, my sire.
If your father has returned to the islands,
a certain boy who claims to be a famous hunter has alluded to such a possibility, as it seems like my sword is drawing quite the amount of attention.
if he is still out of his mind, her hand just kind of rests on your chest piece.
I'm just gonna keep, I'm gonna take one more insight because this is, actually, what I'm gonna insight now is her reaction to, I'm literally making it clear that if my old man or my father is, if he falls into depravity, I am going to kill him. There is no love lost here. Wow, I only get a high roll for that particular truth.
Mogul, has it been 2 minutes yet?
I-
Since
I
he
think-
started talking?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has.
I think it's been more than
Jacko
that.
will start making his way, because he remembers where the Abbott's room is, and also I do too.
Elliot will make a
I mean,
mental.
you've probably heard some of the stuff. So
Yeah.
You know that he's still talking.
Yeah, Elliot would also send a mental note, but only if Kyle can transmit it back. But it's just like
I probably will. I have no reason. But...
he's just gonna say, would all of you look around for any possible clues of deception, or at least the abbotesses? This is during the conversation too, while he's having the talk with his possible mother of the abbotess. Look for clues of the abbotess' actions in this past 10 years, because I'm having a very hard time believing that this woman could possibly be my mother.
Excuse me, what?
You know full well that I'm not capable of making jokes, Kyle.
No, that's not what I'm saying what on, but...
I guess we can switch over to me whenever you want, Mogul. This is...
Yeah, I think this is a good moment. I will state this, Elliot. For the 17, her entire focus right now is on you
I'm going to be a
and
little.
your safety.
I'm going to be a little uncomfortable because the only real parently love that he ever actually experienced was old Graybeard kicking his ass and giving him medicine to recover because training was not fun.
What the fuck do you think Deckham's been doing? I understand. I'm unappreciated.
Yeah,
What?
do better, Jeebus.
I'm sorry, what? My brain didn't catch any of that.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. It's just me being petty.
But yeah, so Elliot will be transmitting at least the key points of information, but it's very clear he is very distrustful of it, but at the same time he will point out or at least he will point out the things that are as accurate that he has at least seen that it's accurate, but he needs the extra eyes, and he makes it very clear, like, I need extra eyes on this.
If that's, I'll let Mogul see if he translates that or transmits that or not.
Yeah, I mean, I would.
Alright, so through Deckham, he'll go, Zen, get to Kyle as fast as possible. She may be in danger. Most likely not, but I'll be trying to reconvene with Elliot because his timer is up. And as I've said before, we act tonight.
Do you really transmit that to
I'm not letting any harm happen to that little girl. No matter how many sisters I have to go through. Even if one of them is indeed Sammy. I hope for the best. You all should do the same. Ad Victoriam.
Should I inquire to the abbotess about Candace?
No, that would infer that we have a mental link with each other. Maybe inquire about all of the children.
Alright. Elliot will do that after Jeeves' turn, or because...
I am on my way.
I'll let
Alright,
you go first,
so-
and then I'll handle mine.
No, we're gonna go to Kyle.
Yeah,
Oh,
go,
fuck
go.
me.
Yeah, you've been sitting there for the longest, besides
Yeah.
Zimmer. And Zimmer is just a new character in the campaign going, oh, what?
I guess
Sorry,
you'll walk
Zim.
up to the podium, or the altar, sorry. god, it's been a while since I've been at the church. Fucking call me on I burst into flames immediately for sitting. And it's
You're almost a tiefling.
No,
Yeah,
she'll
fine,
kind
straight
of...
up.
Roll me a perception.
Okay. Uh, 15.
You hear her mumbling as she seems to be rocking back and forth. She's on her knees. She seems very distressed, and as you draw closer, you hear, "Please forgive me. Please. I did not mean to do what I did. Please forgive me. Please do that."
Does Ezra often answer your prayers? Not very religious type myself, but I'm quite curious.
What? She looked very shaken and like startled. I'm sorry. What? It was Kyle. She like at first she'll lock eyes with you, but then it's like immediately like not even. There is no confidence in this woman.
Here's a weird question, because this is something I would know, at least from with my background. Can I insight, or I guess investigate, if there's any, like, physical bruising, or some kind of, any, like, inclination? This would be their insider investigation, that she seems like just...
Roll me both at advantage.
Finally, the one thing I'm good at. Fucking trauma. It's investigation and insight. Oh my god, that's funny as fuck.
You see one bruise that she is trying to hold or hide on her wrist, where someone grabbed it very, very tightly. As far as the rest of this is you have seen thralls that were willing, that treated their sires as gods. Whoever she's asking for forgiveness, she would kill or be killed for. This is someone who is desperate. Someone who, while there's no physical injuries beyond the bruising, they're worried about losing something.
What's like this? Is there like a kneeler on, or is it just like a raised platform near the podium? Or, I keep saying
Right
fucking
there.
podium. Altar.
Right there at the altar, you see that there is like a holder for knee pillows.
Okay.
Sister Laura is not using one.
That's fine.
This is like a disheveled, like, you kind of have that obsession scenario where she's enduring the pain of kneeling on basically this thin carpet on stone because she views it as part of her punishment.
Kyle's gonna. This is gonna be so sacrilegious, but she's not religious. She's gonna sit on one of the pillows that are meant for kneeling, and she's going to look at her. Are her hands like clasped together, folding, or?
Yeah, they're holding something. Looks
She's
like
going,
a necklace pendant.
she's going to, if she lets her, and she's going to be very careful about this, try to grab her hand. She's not going to do this forcefully because she kind of understands the same situation she was in at one point, or close to. So she's going to be like very gentle and try to be calm about this.
Roll me a wisdom.
I'm gonna die. Let me turn on the...
Not a wisdom save, just a straight wisdom.
Okay. That's the same mod anyway.
Oh, that was on the run. She reels back at first, and you can see that she is... What? Why?
Stop. I understand some of what you're going through. To be an outcast, broken, tortured, and she'll pull like back. I'm sorry.
Declan found the knife.
Yeah, Jacob got stabbed by Kyle's knife. She pulled it out of her bag and threw it at him.
So
No.
I did mute.
No,
Most likely I unmuted to go to the bathroom.
yeah, I was gonna say that Declan
This
probably
makes
found
even
it.
worse what we just heard.
I kicked Ellie's fucking bone that she leaves around all
Alright.
the time.
But to kind of go back to it, she'll pull like down her kind of the top of her shirt that she usually pops up near her collar, and she'll like basically these long kind of multiple bite marks kind of scarring up and down her neck. It's at least something I can understand, though. Not the same. I at least understand some form of the trauma you're going through.
Roll me a perception.
Oh, God. Fucking all the sisters are just gonna be watching me. Hold on. I'm gonna add my D8 to that, because I can, with my psionic powers, because I feel like I'm gonna need it. Thank God I'm proficient at this. Alright, it's 14, thank God.
Honestly, it wasn't very high.
Well, I don't think a 7's gonna pass, sir.
It would at this range, actually, because you know exactly what you were looking for. There are no marks on her neck. Like yours. Just to be honest, there are no vampire bites.
Mm-hmm.
And this is important as her mood kind of changes as she looks at you. I knew you were special, so you know what it's like.
I did.
Was
One point.
it painful?
What I am is an amalgamation, an experiment. What they thought they could just throw together pieces, make them stick, and some of it did. She kind of points to her ears and horns. It's not great, and you slowly become an outcast. You become hated by everyone you look at, you love. You become a monster in everyone's eyes.
But to them, I'm sure they thought you were beautiful. You were unique. They wanted you.
Uh-oh.
There's a difference between being used like a toy to be thrown away, even if you're cobbled together from all kinds of different pieces. Yes, I'm unique, special, but it's not a two-way street of being wanted. I was sold into it by my parents for prestige, for value. And the only reason I was saved is because my brother was willing to take a stand and get me back out. So, I'm going to offer this to you. Just maybe a little bit of help to help you from this church. Because I could see there's problems, cracks everywhere. And if I could he'd reach out a hand to you like he did to me, then it might be all for the better. And she holds out her hand to her this time, a little bit more sincere.
She takes your hand at first, but then she clasps it in both hands like someone caring, as she kind of, her demeanor is just, it's focused as she looks in your eyes. Thank you, but I'm sure she'll want me back soon. And I already apologized for what I did.
Moogle. Does she have a look of someone that's been thrilled in her eyes?
Roll me an insight.
Can I roll an insight at the same time for the same thing?
I mean, are you close enough to see her?
I'm next to Sammy.
Oh, are you looking to see if Sammy's enthralled?
We may have gotten a mental image,
Okay, I will allow you to roll something for Sammy as well.
Sammy's a saint.
Rolling against
I
her.
can't roll for Sammy. I like her too much.
I will put it
knows
this
what I like.
way. Oh yeah. I will put it this way. I'm gonna put it this way. What you thought was Stockholm Syndrome, she's obsessed. Like Yandere level obsessed.
Oh, God.
There is no enthrallment here. It is entirely on her.
Great.
She is devoted to whoever she's talking about.
I guess with rolling with that, is it like a being into? Oh, well, no, because that would have been Stockholm Syndrome now. It's just general obsession. Well, in the very least, I can at least say I offered. And she'll kind of stand up and take her hand away for a minute. And just kind of look back and then start heading towards the main area. Did she put anything in Kyle's hand as she's walking?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
Roll me a perception though, just one last time.
I'm in pain. 16.
You did notice that what she was holding was a symbol of Ezra.
Okay.
It was somewhat more elaborate. And for an instant you swore you saw a picture on the back of it before it fell and landed straight where you couldn't see it. But she kind of just stares at you with that manic sort of just, like everything will be alright, but I'm completely unhinged look.
Yay, I'm glad that I opened up to the person that I thought would be, and worse. I love this place.
Meantime, she had gone through.
I really don't think I can insight Sammy anymore, because I have rolled 2 nat 1s on insight against her.
As far as you can tell, Sammy is the most,
She's just the sweetest.
her and, the old lady taking care of the kids are, right on par.
She's the best.
Kyle's gonna send through...
Sammy can do no wrong.
Kyle's gonna send through the mental link. Well, at the very least, just obsessive. So we can cross her out of the list.
As well as we can cross off Samantha, she's just...
She's
just is
slowly
a
been working
fantastic
through the
person.
families of the town, going, well, there's them, and there's these.
She's gonna fucking murder someone in front of Deckham. It's like, oh, classic Sammy.
Oh, Sammy!
Fucking covered in blood.
So if this is being transmitted to Elliot, he's gonna immediately think, right, obsession is usually one of the key workings for fanatics to really do religion wrong, but I am going
Moogle, how close have I made it to the Abbotess's quarters?
Let's see. With your movement speed, are you doing a run or?
No, I'm just generally moving, so probably like 30 feet each. Go, Sammy, I do apologize, but unfortunately the Abbotess and Elliot's Tama has run out. I have been counting. I just, again, as a last experience, I still worry for my friends, and none of them have the medical capabilities of I.
I'll assume that I can keep up with him because I probably just follow him.
Oh, you could absolutely kill. You're 100% faster than I am.
Elliot, not Elliot, Deckham, you make it to about, here, actually.
I'm sorry, I'm missing. I'm very zoomed in. Okay.
Here, let me
Well.
there.
Wall! Ah!
Davis, stop it.
That wasn't me!
It's only a wall.
As you hear a door open, Tin Man, you're back.
Oh no!
Oh, you Ben says you've lost the knife. Please tell me all your fingers are attached.
Deckham, we gotta stay.
All perfectly
focused here.
fine.
Fantastic.
Having blood back in my veins and doing all kinds of things.
Yes,
Deckham.
you do not look as hemophobic as you have before. I shall be back in just a couple of minutes so I can aid you in the kitchen.
Pushing him.
It's not gonna work. It's a middleman versus a cat.
I am 350 pounds.
It's not even a dog. It's like the cat running into a wall trying to push it.
Well, I hope you come back soon. The salesman came through when I bought this doodad.
Oh, absolutely,
It's what they
brother.
call curly fries. Kids have been crazy for them. I think you will love them.
Oh, curled fries. I shall be back in a moment, but first I need to save my friend from... as he's being, like, pushed.
Well, is he stuck on the toilet?
Yes.
My word.
Hello, Marrow.
Ezra, protect that toilet, please.
Oh god.
He eats a lot of protein.
Oh, heavens.
Does
Ezra,
El,
bless
does
them
I,
both.
I have a metagame question to ask to that. Did did Deckham mentally mention that or what?
Did I actually mention what?
That,
No,
that Elliot eats a lot of protein.
I mean,
Really,
Kyle
no.
could shoot. Plus, Kyle could be like, I'm not fucking transmitting that either way.
No.
Okay.
That was an out loud conversation.
Okay, nah.
I feed you. Yes, you eat a lot of protein. You all do.
That's not how that works. Sure.
I make all of the food.
Anyway. Oh my god. I'm gonna get fucking stabbed because a rogue was left.
I will wait here until I am told I can move again or go upstairs.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, absolutely. I will go upstairs.
It's upstairs.
Yeah.
We wait for God to bring us there.
Because Google doesn't like us doing things on our own.
Yeah, so while that's
I
going
have
on,
things, hidden things.
that's fine.
Like tokens that are not on the map, and I hide them out where you can't see them.
Oh, we all do that, huh?
Pretty much. I
just put
I
everything in
just
the
GM layer most of mine.
I remember.
But
Zimba, no.
Elliot will, while Deckham and Zim are heading that way, Elliot will continue the conversation and just ask, Right, I do have a few other
Can I follow you?
questions.
Please.
Roll a stealth check.
How are the orphans doing here? And I suppose if we're clearing things on the table, nightmares that happen here in this realm. What exactly is Sister Samantha to you?
The children are doing well.
Did
My
you
understanding
broadcast that
is
question?
Hmm?
Did you broadcast that question?
Yes, you did.
my understanding is his brother Banto discovered curly fries. It has improved the moods.
Well, I guess we can
Right, you had yes, Candace. She had an aunt come from a small village south of Bell's Harbor. A message finally was able to reach out.
Was that aunt verified to be the aunt?
Yes.
I'm going to insight that.
Same.
18.
Tongue, 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 tongue.
It's much louder, but I can only do so much on my desk because I don't trust it to stay stable.
He's gonna fucking punch a hole in his desk, knocking one of these days.
My desk is made of an old entertainment center, and
Been there.
Which Ellie will notice as
She looks, as far as you can tell, she's being very honest. She's not telling you any lies.
Ellie will just look over to the knocking on the door. Right, I suppose.
As does the sister, as does Mother Superior.
As Ellie looks at the knocking on the door and says, well, it seems like private time is over.
Your friends are very... They care.
Punctual.
You also hear like scratching, like
Ow, ow.
I feel like I've
I
been
please go ahead,
blessed.
Nomads.
As he does so, he'll just simply say, yes, I've been blessed by St. Cuthbert with capable friends, loyal friends. Elliot opens the door. Step in.
Mother Superior, I hope you don't mind. Even if you do, that makes it worse. Has Elliot been charmed anyway?
No.
Anything magical in the room?
Yes.
Oh no.
Poor Kay.
Well, Elliot's cord for one.
Easy.
There's some stuff in the chest. There is a holy symbol on a wall that is glowing like a fucking lighthouse beam.
What kind of magic?
tries to push that
Divine.
a little bit farther into the room.
And from her, you sense at least 2 magic items. A ring and a necklace.
Can I do a religion check on the holy item?
Sure.
Never mind.
You don't know shit about Ezra.
I was gonna say. Ezra's way out of our depth.
We don't know the gods of this plane.
I'll put it this way, if you had rolled a 20, yes. But
I was gonna say there's no way in hell.
and that's only because there is a parallel. So I'm gonna say with this, you're kinda like, is this Lathander? I think I saw a symbol with Lathander once that looked like this. Nah, it's calling it something else, okay.
So So what did he sense on the ring and necklace?
The necklace you sense abjuration.
Alright. Very common.
The ring you sense. You sense abjuration on it as well.
Also incredibly common. Especially for a mother of a church. So Jacob's not gonna worry too much about that. He's barely... to be honest, he opens the door, grabs Elliot by the face, and and that purple beam that you always see turns a bit yellow. As he casts Detect Magic.
Elliot kind of just standing there is like, you know, I should be lucky, like, don't need to breathe. But this would be very uncomfortable.
I apologize, I just wanted to get a really close look. Doesn't look like you've been suggestioned or any kind of spelled. Well, Superior, I do apologize, but after our last experience, I needed to make sure. And as you should have known, I did give you a time limit. And extended the time limit by 12 seconds.
Thank you, Mr.
We ran into a person on the way here. Listen, I tried to get moving, but he just got distracted.
Elliot just quietly pinches his nose. Tries very hard not
As
to
it is
laugh.
night, I do know that you need to go restrain the mists. And I need to learn about curled fries.
Yes, and I must state that I'm appreciative of your concern.
Elliot is a dear friend of mine. And his safety is a #1 priority, as he has joined the unit of 1100.
Then I will trust you to protect him.
As their commander, my life goes before theirs. I will never have that happen again.
She kind of slowly turns and looks at you, Elliot, as she says the next. I don't know what the future holds, but I hope you will think about what we've talked about.
Is Elliot's necklace magical?
As far as Elliot knows, no. It was a very precious memento. That was it.
DM?
Elliot doesn't know. You wouldn't know what you're looking for.
He would have given the mental image of it.
I know that Elliot's thing is a necklace. I knew it was either on the Mother Superior or in the Mother Superior's room.
So Elliot.
Okay, you saw there. You see a painting of her, like a younger her that's got a necklace on.
Yes.
And I don't know if Elliot explained what the necklace looked like.
He has.
He has.
You have explained it's a locket to me, but that's it.
No, he didn't say it was a locket. He said it was a circle.
Mine's
Okay.
a locket.
That's okay, that might be where I'm confused, but also circles are almost every fucking necklace. So.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. That was
Good
it.
job, boy.
It is just a circle.
Okay, let me ask that question. How much detailing would Elliot have said about it over
Not much.
literally days?
Very little. He would just simply say it is a amulet and a circle. It is shaped of a circle.
Okay, so hanging around this, you see this painting of her, and around her neck at that time you see this.
But Elliot would just give like the blandest of
You showed
description.
that to probably just Elliot? Because I
I'm
didn't
not
see
sure to
fuck all.
players.
Nope.
You probably showed it to players that have access to it already. That's a big
Yeah.
problem with Roll20.
Oh.
Yeah, so you'll have to take out my
Take it
access
off.
only and then put everyone
Yeah,
else.
And just-
remove all players from the can control list. There it is.
So yeah,
It is one of those very, very detailed, like Victorian era kind of paintings. So,
Deckham will just gesture to the painting. You've changed your necklace. This one seems to suit you more.
that necklace, as she looks at the painting, is very important to me.
Seems to be important to a lot of people.
As I understand, Elliot had it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
until a particular pirate took it, which, if Aurora had to worry about the amulet or the life of a child, the child's life took priority. Now, with my friends here, once we deal with some of the other things hereabout, I intend to have a reckoning with that pirate. Though, I believe I'll have to get in line for that.
You really do remind me of him.
I seem to remind a lot of people of my sire. Which is odd since I don't feel any attachments, or at least acknowledgements.
I have my responsibilities here.
Absolutely.
But
Sammy didn't have.
She slowly holds up a hand to you. Like please be quiet.
Oh, fuck off then.
As she looks at Elliot. I know you have your path. I would like to start, if you wish. I know that we cannot have the relationship that I pray and mourn every day. But you are welcome here, Elliot. I would only pray for your safety, that perhaps we can have some relationship. I would like to get to know my son.
I don't breathe.
Imagine if it's like a fucking gas valve going off on his side. Like, exhaust!
You just hear like a.
God damn it! No emotional outburst from this guy, just a stone cold sternness of.
Do I need to roll a deception check?
For what?
Or faking
I guess.
just knowing that Elliot and Mother Superior are mother and son?
If you'd like to.
I wouldn't like to, but I guess I should.
I don't know anybody, so I can play ignorance.
Oh my
Three! That is my third one tonight.
Stop rolling against church. You're not welcome here.
Eunice, you know, you always tell me when we're playing Elden Ring, like, man, I rolled so bad tonight. I didn't think it was every night.
Oh my god,
My
you
friend.
still beat her, Jeebus.
That is up to Moogle because mine is still in that one.
It wasn't an insight roll. I will put it that way.
Oh,
The insight roll was on the GM layer.
Oh, well.
that makes more sense.
This one was she turns.
Wait. I have things I can do, and I'm a fucking sorcerer, and, ability check. Is deception an ability check?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
I'm spending 2 sorcery points!
Rolled another nat 1.
It works!
It's 3 times now that Mariner's called it.
It's always in this campaign, too.
No!
Well,
Jason, this is how Jeebus rolls.
Jason, remember when I said that I have bad luck and you only learn when I have excruciating bad luck?
here you
I'll
go.
tell you about tonight if we played Elden Ring.
Yeah. Luckily, this makes more sense, story-wise than a lot of things. That she slowly turns. One thing I've always appreciated about the few Warforged I've met is how outrageous their emotions are.
I'm getting used to them. But I do have a question if you're done with Elliot. Sammy didn't seem to have an inkling on what the next victim of the mists would be, but as the Mother Superior, I would assume that having a group of capable warriors here who have rested the entire day should be able to point us in the correct direction of the next family that might have an incident. If it's not tonight, we would like to stay on guard.
Did I roll the D100 to save?
No, fuck you, I'm doing it. 88.
Oh.
Okay. You guys see that there are the last rays of sunlight coming through the windows. You know, it's one of those kind of burning sunsets. As you hear the sound of feet and heavy breathing coming up the stairs. As you see a familiar face of Sister Noel.
Uh-oh. This is bad.
Mother Superior, and you hear the sounds of the bells. The mist is rolling in on the side, and they told me they'd be back soon. Some of the children are out harvesting berries.
Where?
To the north side of the. That's where they told me they were going. Was the north side?
Going.
Yep.
Following.
Zenbar, we get to test you in combat.
And
Elliot,
Elliot
meanwhile, just
is
sitting,
moving
chilling in the
full speed.
Sister Noel is like 2 steps from a heart attack. And Mother Superior kind of looks at her, nods, and she is keeping pace with you.
Okay. So Elliot will ask for more clear directions to that pathway.
The berry patches tend to be just off the road that you would have taken to get to the Lawrence residence. It's an open area.
Seem to get down these stairs.
The
Yeah,
walls, they are actually solid.
Oh right, I gotta move you past that area.
Dad! Father!
Papa, Meanwhile, I love how I'm just chilling like in the fucking pews. It's like, yes, biding my time. Everyone's
You
having
absolutely. Everybody always hears Decca before he appears.
Hello.
Elliot will
That's
immediately.
not what I mean. It's also because he's a 300-pound warforged
Ah,
that does not have a very high stealth score.
Have you considered getting a better one?
No. I'm a sorcerer. You guys get to deal with this me.
I generally don't know where I'm going, by the way.
Follow the yellow lines.
Yeah, unfortunately, I blasted.
Because you're probably faster than us, but you're keeping pace.
You guys go. There you are.
I haven't moved yet. I'm pressing Q.
I saw you move, I think.
Much
Yeah,
like
you
the
did.
wind, he is gone.
But,
I love still how Kyle.
Elliot is.
As Decca bursts through the doors, he just hollers out, Kyle, there's trouble!
Ellie's gonna use the mental part and says like, Kyle, children are in trouble right now. Let's move.
All right. She just kind of
Hopefully
stands
it's not
up,
a trap,
stretches her
but-
back, and cracks it, and just starts going.
Elliot's just gonna think too. I really hope this is not a trap, but be ready for anything.
If it is there a problem?
Just a moment. I'm getting the map set up.
Google,
It
my,
does
que-
take you.
my idea
Yeah.
is that for some reason when you're on the GM layer, you're seeing from Deckham's point of view, because Deckham, with his light, aka not having dark vision issue, whenever they get out of my view, their tokens go. Whenever they're in low light, they're see-through. Obviously, whenever they're in dark, they're gone. But whenever they're in pure light, they're good.
That's different.
Yes, it's good yet different. But yeah, I can't see anybody else's token from where I'm sitting right now.
Pain.
My token should be right here next to you, or in front of you, actually.
I am here, and I don't have dark vision, so I think Moogle gave me a 5 foot of low light because Zinbar's token is currently halfway see-through. You're completely see-through.
Ah. Place Kyle next, and we'll see the full trifecta see through.
Put Kyle right here. If she's there, I can't see her.
No, she's just right there in the edge of the map.
I just moved there.
Yeah, I can't see you at all. Kyle is again just as see-through as Zinmar was, so I can see. I wonder if I hold Alt. Yeah, the part farthest away from Deckham is halfway see-through. The part next to Deckham is fully in view.
Interesting.
Weird.
And for some reason, Elliot is almost completely see-through. Oh, wait, I just saw... Oh, yeah, no, Zinmar, when he just moved to this spot... Oh, fuck, I'm not in ping. To this spot, was completely see-through as well. I think because there's light in this room. Yes, but both
Okay,
you two,
yeah, I see that.
both you two are see-through. Zinmar, completely visible. Kyle, halfway visible. I like it, and I'm cool with it, but I don't know if this is why your screen, which your screen should not be tied to my token. But I think it's just trying to show you the characters that are in full light. I don't know. Yeah, so Elliot... Oh!
Did that change anything?
Yes, I can see a solid half of Elliot now. Zidmar in this corner was still fully see-through. But I could still see his token.
I moved it down all the way.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I'm trying to
Could.
say something.
Okay, because that was me turning night vision on for 5 feet. Did that change anything?
Nothing changed. I can still see Elliot almost clearly. Oh, well, actually, no. Now Elliot and Zidmar are both completely are both see-through. I can tell they're next to me, but again, they're I'm guessing in dark vision or low light vision mode. That added a small aura where I can see Elliot's token and the very corner of Zidmar's token.
Did I not put light outside? Is that what happened?
There's no light outside now.
Oh, that explains a lot.
But this is a good way to figure out what low light means in Roll20 speak.
Yeah.
Because I think that puts him at 50% opacity. Oh yeah, now I can see him clearly. But yeah, I think since Zinmar's token is very gray #white, and him being on a very gray and white background, it made it much less visible than Elliot's blue and black token.
Yeah, that's still weird because it was like, I can see what's going on. Like that definitely still throws me a little bit. As you guys did see though, as you guys went south, Mother Superior went north.
Oh, was there a door to the north? We didn't know about that.
When you guys got to the main chapel, she went north towards the inner sanctum.
Elliot was just... Before that, Elliot will get the exact directions to where the children were last seen at, or at least what Mother will assist me
And
with.
they're given to you.
To the north, just down the path.
Yeah. Something about Lauren's family or something like that?
That cabin that we went to.
Okay, so Elliot is again, he is running full speed. And
Thank God I run faster than most of this party.
yeah, that and also Zamir should be able to move fast as well too.
The unfortunate thing is he has no idea where we're going.
Yeah.
Also, if I needed to, I could use feline agility.
Again, you don't know where you're going, so you might just go running in the dark.
I mean, he'll at least keep close pace with Kyle, which, since I guess
I've just been following my newly acquired friends.
Elliot,
We'll
yeah,
tell everybody. Does anybody have a light on them?
I can see through the darkness, but
It's still actually very light. You
Oh,
see
okay.
this mist coming from the edge of the north.
Everyone, head north, down the path to the
to the Lawrence family.
cabin that we went to.
The Lawrence family.
Looks around,
Yes.
doesn't have any idea what the cabin was. Looks around,
Follow
has
Kyle.
has no idea where north
Fucking
is.
sprinting.
Kyle, go on ahead. Make sure the children are safe. Zamir, would you mind going with her too? Sorry,
We'll catch up. We're a bit slower.
regrettably so.
Rolling around at the speed of... Why is it always the fucking rogue?
It's the rogue and the monk. That's how it happens with movement speed.
Did I miss somebody?
No.
No, there's we're on a we're still on the same page. Just stay clustered, and Dad will move us
Yeah.
when we can.
Yeah,
Yeah, don't move around outside. I would hate to have you guys do that.
but yeah, Elliot is just suggesting you guys go ahead of them, and if you can, grab the kids, bring them back to the Abbey.
Oh, fuck them kids.
No.
I'll fucking do it again.
Yep, I have nothing that can help you guys. So
Neither do
Yeah.
I, sadly.
I was gonna.
We're the DPS and the support that charms people.
I wouldn't call me. Yeah, I'm a support, but I'm not like the party support. I'm the enemy debuff.
Yeah, I know, that's why I was making the joke, I know.
I was looking for like haste or anything that could aid to you guys, but I'm like, no, I'm just a bastard.
Just gonna remove that and prepare this while we were resting.
Sorry, I'm trying to get the map set up.
No, you're fine.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
I'm glad the one trauma victim I could have bonded with was just crazy.
She's not crazy.
She just loves somebody very,
If
very
she's
much.
crazy, we're all crazy.
She's literally described as having Yandere tendencies. That's like the closest to crazy you can get.
It's called misinformed.
God damn it, the new cat is playing with a fucking medicine bottle cap thing.
Nice.
Was your name that cat?
Its name is Pepper right now, but we were thinking
No.
about changing it to Dingus.
Oh
Pepper.
god, if I have named both of your cats, I will be the happiest person in the fucking world. Well, if Dingus is playing with a fucking medicine cat, that makes a lot of sense.
Dingus eats the other cat's fur off of the cat tree, okay?
That
The
seems
cat
like a
is
very Dingus move.
the strangest fucking thing that I've ever seen in my life.
That sounds both funny and horrible. Rolling around, it must be a sound.
Got places to go.
Gotta get
Follow
it,
the
I walk
rainbow.
Oh man, that's what we're doing the drunken song for Elliot earlier. Her sessions.
Fucking deck him as well. Or deck up Deli.
That is different.
He's like Knuckles. He just shits himself. It's the equivalent of eating a ghost chili. It just fucking shits out fire.
Can we fill up the chat so there's not 3 natural ones that I see?
No, you have to suffer with your mistakes. She was like, we all have to.
Mistakes are just.
100 just to make you feel better, right?
Roll a one.
Yes.
It's okay, Jeebus. We all have
Go ahead,
mistakes.
do it, Jeebus.
Don't roll it, Jeebus.
Do it.
Don't do it for your sanity.
Oh
Steve,
my.
So close.
Jeebus, are you alright? Do you need help?
I need an adult.
You need more than an adult at this point. I'll be real with you.
You know what's even funnier too, Caboose?
Yeah.
Me
Oh.
fucking calling it like for the 20th time this campaign.
No, that's the same 3 that Hector had to use for Grell's arm.
Yeah, I know. 3s hurt me on the inside.
Okay, dude, let's play a game. Higher or
Jeep.
lower?
No, don't do this
Next
to
roll
him. He's
will be
already
higher
a
or
broken.
lower?
He's already a
Am I
broken
rolling
man.
it or is somebody else rolling it?
I'm gonna roll it. Well, the next number is gonna be higher or lower.
Lower.
Next number is gonna be higher or lower.
Higher. Well.
Jeebus, you alright?
I forgot that was an option. Higher, lower, equal.
Higher.
What the fuck, Richard?
I mean, this one's easy. Lower. 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 Aww. I don't see my natural ones anymore. I'm okay.
I wonder how many it takes for me to get a 1.
I love the fact that I've called every nat 1 that Jeebus has so far in the campaign. I'm
Well,
sorry,
there's a
Jeebus.
2.
I'm a curse to you.
There's a net
I
20.
I understand if you don't want to invite me to your
There it
party.
There it is. How many did it take you?
Oh, I can do that? How do I do that?
Just go to the dice box thing.
Slash R space roll blank D20.
/R space.
Well, I'm going lower, higher.
We're just rolling our own dice to see if we can reset any ones that we might end up getting from Jeebus.
I have
I'm
yet
going
to
to
roll
roll-
one.
5d20.
Oh my god. That's all. Even there's the one!
Yeah. I knew there would be a 1 in there.
I rolled 20 d20 and got 3 nat 20s and 2 nat 1s.
I rolled 4.
And Jeebus got a 1.
I got
Jeebus,
exceptional luck.
Jeebus, you wanna... Is it always a bad luck day for you every time you wake up?
Yeah. That's why I don't check the forecast. Because every time I check it, I've never seen a
That's
good luck
Jeebus
day.
roll. That's a Jeebus roll right there.
I love how Jason's just adopted to... Yeah, that's what Jeebus does. Welcome, brother.
I mean, Jason knew this when I was his DM.
So,
I've never
some
been
of
able
you
to
might
roll.
not know, but I am one of the luckiest people in the entire planet.
Jason stole my RNG.
I'd like to point out, I think I have that mark right now in this campaign because I have rolled so many fucking nat 20s.
So
Jason.
mine's global. It's just for every game, and no matter what game it is. So I'll use Path of Exile as a reference, right? So the rarest currency in the game is a Mirror of Calandra, right?
Yeah.
It is, on average, typically it's on average 1 in 11,000 hours to get 1.
Okay,
I have gotten 3
Oh my
in
god.
8,000 hours.
That's great, actually. Jeebus, I believe one day I won't call a nat 1 you roll.
Hate it every time you say, "Oh, wait for the nat 1." I'm like, fuck. The dice is already rolling.
Oh dear.
It's okay, Jeebus.
Sorry this is taking so long. I did not expect you guys to get here so quickly.
It's alright.
It's okay.
No worries. I mean, to be honest, it's already 10 in my time, so.
Yeah,
We can
which is
save this for
why
next
as
session.
soon as we do this, we will, I'm gonna leave you on it.
Ah.
If that is the truth, I will do that. As soon as I can find the ones.
I've only used 1 spell so far.
We'll use more.
No, we're about to get in combat. And I figured we were gonna get in combat today.
At the very least, at least you won't have to roll for the people.
Yeah. Why do you think almost all of my shit is saves?
Well, I'd like to point out, I have, in rolling all the D100s and D1s, I have rolled in session, and Miser and fucking Jeebus and Moogle can attest, I have rolled a D1 on D100 and a 100, and both of them were
We've
in
rolled
the
2
worst...
100s.
Yeah. They're both in the worst case scenarios.
I don't think I ever actually did get a 1 on a D100. I always land on a day
I have
3.
gotten a 1 like 3 times. That was in this campaign.
I've gotten 2.
I don't think I've ever rolled a nat 1 on a D100.
I have done that
However-
3 times.
However, I will say, on one of the campaigns that we played long ago, I did roll a 1 on a D10,000. So,
Oof.
That's even worse, actually. Jesus. God must have really hated you that day. I'd like to point out the D100 was probably the best time, or the 100 came up was the best time I think 100 would ever come up in my fucking campaign.
Yeah.
Because Jeebus had to ask a question and like, well, now you get to sit down. That's why you don't ask questions in my campaign, Jeebus. Just roll with it.
No, fuck you, ask questions. As a person who has notoriously bad luck, I constantly tempt the fates.
I think you and I both do that a lot.
Yeah, but you don't have notoriously bad luck. You have notoriously average luck. Unless you're calling something a heathen.
Yeah, I have notoriously good luck for whatever fucking reason.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because I have gotten away with some bullshit that I probably shouldn't in some campaign.
I'm just keeping my mouth shut not to say heathen because I don't want to attempt roll 22, give me Hector's treatment.
You'll get a 1.
Probably.
If you call something
You've
a
done
heathen,
it
you will
twice,
get a 1.
and it's happened.
Yeah. That's why I had my mouth shut at that point afterwards.
Jeebus, how many nat ones have you rolled today, by the way? Like 5?
It's my 4th.
Was it? Jesus.
Yep. Have you
I
yet to
love how
crit?
Have you crit in in this campaign at all, actually?
Once.
Oh my god.
He creates a lot, just not in combat.
No!
Yeah, the deck was built to be out of combat, so that that kind of makes sense, but I crit today for the insight on Sammy, and I crit against the vampires. We were talking to them.
Wait, you were talking to vampires?
We all talked to vampires. You tried to take the lead, and I jumped in.
Oh. Talking about the previous session, I thought it was this session. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah. Oh, no. It was sessions ago. It was like
Yeah.
4 sessions ago.
No.
Meanwhile, I
further than
only
that,
crit
but-
on fucking investigations
Oh
to
yeah.
unlock doors.
It was just player having brain fart of like, wait, when did we talk to vampires today?
I think that was the time I think I had crit in like that was when we were going to save Kay, and I rolled like 5 nat 20s that game.
I rolled so much ass in that entire fucking dungeon.
The music has changed.
Ooh.
You begin running as you see the mist coming in.
So
It
is
doesn't
there-
take you long following the trail before you see the 3 young children looking into the woods. The young girl you come to know as Echo Von Heth, holding her arm out to keep her brother Freddie and her younger sister Jamie, as if in a protective way of something in the forest. There is a shudder as the brush moves. Before you hear, and I'd like you all to roll me a perception.
Let's do this.
Chivas, I believe. Thank God. Hey!
How incredibly average.
After all of our rolls, the dice god says like, okay, you knuckleheads were rolling around too much.
I mean, I'm
Zinmar, little muffled. The rest of you, and especially Kyle and Deckham, you both hear this voice. Oh, please.
What the fuck?
I used that token.
Shut up, Chivas.
As this towering creature, this long, clawed, outstretched hand, reaches out towards the children.
Elliot fully shouts out, oh man, I'm just gonna roll a quick wisdom.
What's range? I'd be there first,
Well.
so.
Elliot comes charging in. Let me
Nope.
see
I'm technically ahead of you, so hold on.
okay, but
So, I want to do
Another
something.
one
Oh,
slowly comes out as well.
I see we have pissed off the forest gods.
Not enough holes in it. Gotta make more holes.
I think this will be a good place to leave it for the night.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
And
Nice shot
that
at that thing.
concludes.
What that mouth do?
I hate you.
And that concludes session 13 of Sea of Sorrows. Thank you for joining us. I wonder if they'll be able to figure this one out. And I am your dungeon master for tonight, Koth Vogel. You can find my information at Chaos and Paradox.co, where I do commissions for artwork. If you would like some D&D themed artwork, please look me up. I believe my rates are fairly reasonable. You've seen some of it shown here and in another of her campaigns. And I will turn it over to our usual Sunday Dungeon Master, Miser.
Hello everyone, I'm Miser Mark. I play as Elliot. I'm also the DM for Into the Wildlands. Well, this certain situation certainly be interesting. Anyway, you can find my content on MiserMark2010 on YouTube and Twitch respectively. Same name thing put there. You can also find stuff that I'm part of in Jeebus a Dingus and Transpace Mariner on both YouTube and Twitch respectively. Otherwise, for next week's Monday game, I pass over to Jeebus a Dingus.
Hello! I am Deckham, also known as Jeebus the Dingus. I know on my end, Miser is a bit robot-y, but you can find all of his work on Twitch and YouTube at MiserMark2010, right?
Yes. Yes.
I am Jeebus the Dingus on Twitter and YouTube. I'm sticking to YouTube mostly for my own sake currently, but I may end up going back to Twitch at some point, but YouTube seems to be the best spot for me right now for my current workload and everything that I have to deal with. But I do implore you to go check out Drake Salvation. It is a very fun campaign where my party is currently about a third of the way done through their biggest dungeon yet, and I am excited to see how they deal with the rest of it. For the Tuesday following me, I'll throw it over to our next DM, Mariner.
Hello, I am DM Mariner. You can find me on DM Mariner Twitter, Space Mariner on Twitch, and yeah, like Deep said, I occasionally run a Tuesday game every other week, which I shall be next week, where our party just finally decided to, just kick a dragon's nest, see what happens, just fuck around a little bit. It's fine. And yeah, after that we'll kind of deal with the fallout and finally move on to one of the actual bigger cities of the campaign, and we'll get to see all the fallout that happens there. It'll be great. And yeah, I guess I'll throw it over to Jason if he has any plugs.
Oh, yeah. I don't DM any games, but I just started playing this one. I used to play with Jeebus a while back, but Sir Free For All is my handle for pretty much everywhere: Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. I stream on Twitch and make various random variety YouTube videos. Yeah, hopefully I can get into some more other games as they are created sometime in the future. But from here, I'll just toss it in the air, and whoever wants to catch it can catch it.
Well, that goes back to me, and we would like to thank you for joining us tonight, Jason, and welcome you to Sea of Sorrows. And the fun that I have to figure out ways to torment your character later in this game. So, for everybody out there, thanks for coming, thanks for watching, we'll catch you next game.
Good night.
Bye.